done with, what was that, Die in the Dungeon, I felt like playing Hostage Negotiator again. I really like this game. Oh, but I'm missing something. Hang on. Okay, that's better. This isn't updating. That's more like it. All right, Hostage Negotiator. So first there was Hostage Negotiator, then there was the expansion Crime Wave, and then there was Career, which lets you do a whole campaign. And, well, I'm going to play through one. Should take about, I don't know, 8 hours or so to play a whole career. No. Alright, so you are a hostage negotiator. Having to, guess what? Negotiate with terrorists. Okay, where's my stack? We have the abductor deck. Right now, these 5 abductors might take a bunch of hostages. Later on, these other ones will get added into the deck. Well, Valerie maybe. The rest of these will go in the deck. She might go in there. We'll set those aside. There are various things that can happen each year. And what you do to set up your career is you draw 1 card from each year. And, well, we'll see what happens with those. So I have that deck over here. Then there are a bunch of personal cards that can come up. I'm just going to keep those in front of me. As well as some other stuff. Stressor cards. Yes, we have those too. Okay, so to start off, I need a name. My name is Police Officer Bear Down. Oh, and I start off as Officer. And there are 3 different endings to this game if you have all the little expansion stuff. I want to play the one again. So instead of having it random, the one thing that is random is I'm only going to do the ending that ends with taking on this guy again. I forgot what he's called. I forgot what Fake Joker is called. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, so I'm taking him on because I didn't get the best ending when I did this before. Which one was that? Oh yeah, this one where I lost 17 hostages along the way. Okay. So, we start off. I'm at merit level 1. When, as my merit moves up, sometimes I'll get a chance to roll for merit. If you roll lower than whatever it is, you get to advance a rank. And you start off with a little career stress and personal stress, and then we don't need this for a while, so we'll set that aside. So first thing we do, start off the career is, well, they're the optional career year 0 cards, so we'll do one of those. So career year 0. Start of the career, and then, oh, not that, this side. Read something, make a decision, something will happen. You get to reveal that with a little piece of red plastic. And then something happens down here. All right, you struggle in college and eventually drop out. Oh, you were going to go into the armed forces, but your mother's begging and pleading convinced you not to. So now you've signed up to be a security officer. Choices are option A, this is going to be great. Or option B, this is going to be hell. Huh. So I get to choose one of those, and the result will be something. Should be optimistic or say this is gonna suck. I haven't seen this one before, so I'm sure some of these I'm gonna remember what the results are. But this one didn't come up because I did three career runs, and other than career year 10, there's 5 of each one, so I've only seen 3 of these. All right, let's see. Let's say it's going to be Hal. All right, so this is going to be Hal. You get assigned a 12-block radius downtown to surveil. It is truly mind-numbing and thankless. Oh, that sounds good. And literally, nobody likes you. Start year 1 with personal stress on 4. Oh, so instead of starting at personal stress 2, I have to start on 4. Oh, that's no fun. Okay, and then what does it say on the other side? Career start. Sometimes you have to work your way up to where you want to be. You finally get your break and get to wear a real uniform. Yeah, I think the career year 0, I'm pretty sure at least one of them let you immediately gain a rank to start off the career. So some of these are good, apparently some not. All right, we'll set that up there. Get that out of the way. Okay, now each year, first you have to play a stressor card if you have any, but I don't have any. You can't have one yet the first year. Well, I guess unless that career year 0 card could give you one. We do a career year card and then do a hostage negotiation if necessary, and then get a personal card to end the year. All right, so career year 1. Ooh, what does it say down here? Oh, it says immediately add all the abductors to the campaign abductor deck that are already in there. So I took care of that already. All right, career year 1. Fresh out of training, hardly a day goes by that you don't endure hazing of some sort by the other negotiators. Tradition, they say. Keeps you on your toes until your first call, they say. All right. So I can tell the chief the hazing has gotten ridiculous and is beyond the point of being merely a distraction. Or endure the hazing despite the effects on your emotional health. After all, it's a rite of passage everyone goes through. I think this one came up before. All right, so I can tell the chief the hazing's ridiculous. I already put up with everybody hating me on that career year 0 card. Or put up with it. You know what? Let's tell the chief. Why not? Tell the chief the hazing has gotten ridiculous and is beyond the point of being merely a distraction. Things settled down at work, but now the vets won't give you the time of day. Oh, -1 career stress. Well, actually, that's at least good. But +1 personal stress, so that one's not good. And you get a stressor. Gain stressor, colleagues. So I'm going to have to play that at the start of next turn, or I might pick up another one. Let's see, there are 3 of each one. You know what, we'll just roll to see which one of these I'm going to get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll separate them. So a 1, I'll take the top one. Why not? That's not the top one. That's the top one. I don't know, this doesn't look very stressful. Okay, so 1 stressor card. Oh, where should I put that? We'll put that over here. With the career year cards. All right. Crisis. Just when you think it is never going to happen, you get the call. With nervous excitement, you head to the scene. Draw a campaign abductor. Okay. So now, no, I still don't need that. So now, who are we going to get? Donna Scarborough. Okay. Well, I've gone up against her a couple times. Oh, and I need the second in command card in case she gets killed. Let's see, is there any difference in these? No. This one comes from Crime Wave, this was in the base box. They say exactly the same thing, it's just different. Different artwork, apparently. All right, we'll give her that one, because it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so she's going to have some hostages, and the goal is I have to save at least half the hostages, and then capture or eliminate Donna. What am I looking for? Right there. Now, I need to go into the box and get all of her cards. Where is Donna? There we go. Come on. Oh, what happened? Had some cards in the wrong place. Okay, actually that's not what goes there. This is what goes there. Okay, she has 3 major demands. So we're going to randomly get one of these, I think. We'll see what it says for her. Oh, and then what's... Oh yeah, that was the abductor card. All right, so we'll keep this on top of the abductor deck. Now, she could possibly escape from this, and then I might actually have to face her again later. She could get killed, or I might capture her. So let's read about Donna Scarborough. Donna just got passed over for tenure again. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Today her students were shocked when instead of lecture notes, she pulled out 2 Glock 23s. Donna isn't letting anyone go until she gets what she wants. She has decided this is the only way to make them understand how deserving she really is. Okay, so she starts with 1 Donna major demand card. So she's going to start with one of these. And I don't know, this one. We'll keep the other ones up here in case we need them. Probably need to move stuff around here a little bit. Didn't organize beforehand. Career year card, we can get rid of that. She starts with 1 escape demand. All right, so she gets just one of the regular escape demands. You know, I already shuffled these up, so we'll give her 1 escape demand. Okay, and then special rules for her. Well, she starts off with 12 hostages, so that's a lot. Okay. So I have to rescue at least half. So I have to rescue at least 6 hostages, although there are situations where you can get more hostages. And the terror deck, this is basically how many turns you have. Each turn one of these will get turned over. When we get down to the last one, well, the terror deck's empty, then terror deck gets emptied, then it's over. All the hostages that are left get killed, and the abductor escapes. All right, so her special rules. Anytime there are 2 1s on the final result of a threat roll, Donna kills a hostage. Anytime there are 2 6s in the final result of a threat roll, Donna releases a hostage. Okay. She starts off 12 hostages, but threat level is only 2. All right, so that part's good. So threat level determines, well, a few things. The main thing is it determines how many dice you get to roll. Anywhere from 2 to 6, you get 2 dice. On S or 1, you get 3 dice. On K, you only get 1 die. And if you have the threat level all the way down to S, if anything lowers the threat level, you get to save a hostage. If the threat level goes all the way up to K, if anything causes the threat level to go up, a hostage gets killed. But starting off at 2, just have to lower it 1, and then you get an extra die, which is very useful. All right. So, what else do I need to do? I need conversation cards. I could also probably zoom in a lot more on this. Well, it's probably good. Okay, so conversation cards. Well, we are a hostage negotiator after all, so we have to converse with the abductor. You start off with all the cards that cost 0 conversation points. And I need a little marker for that. These cards all cost 0. And then the rest of the cards, these can be bought for conversation points. Yeah, I'll put them over here. Okay, so there are 2 that cost just 1 point. A few different ones that cost 2 points. You know what? That doesn't need to be here. Let's see. Make sure this is still on the screen. Come on. A little delay. All right. Go over a little bit. Okay, let's see. 2 of those. Hostage escort. 2 of these. Oh. You're in a tight spot. I can help. 2 of those. 2 of these. Then everything else is just 1. Okay, so these are all the cards that can be purchased for conversation points. Then you use it once and then it's gone, and then you need to use conversation points to buy it again. Well, it's not gone. It goes back to the conversation card store. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. All right, there. Now they're all visible. Okay, so the first thing that we do, tarot card gets drawn at the end. So first thing we do is use conversation cards. So goals are rescue hostages, and hostages can be rescued by green hostage symbols, or if you get the, as I said, if you get the threat level down to S and lower the threat level some more, that rescues a hostage. Each time the threat level would go down another 1. All right, so I want to start off with, so 2 things I definitely want to do. It's important to have their demands revealed most of the time, because some of these tarot cards will make you gain threat level if they're unrevealed demands, stuff like that. So 2 of the 0-point cards, if you're successful, you can reveal a demand. But first, I want to use Keep Cool, because that can lower the threat level. So I want to do that first. So I want to play Keep Cool. So what this says is, well, I get 2 dice. And the dice, 1, 2, and 3 are all blank on the standard dice. 4 has, it shows 2 cards on there. You can discard 2 conversation cards in order to turn this into a success. 5 and 6 each have a success symbol on there. And so this says, I roll however many dice based on this and other things. If I get 2 successes, I get to lower the threat level by 1, and I get 1 conversation point. If I get 1 success, I get to lower the threat level 1. If I get no successes, I lose a conversation point. So yeah, I'm playing that. Hopefully I get at least 1 success. Oh, I got 2. Okay, I get 1 conversation point, and the threat level goes down 1, and now I get 3 dice. And I have another card. The 0-point cards, you have 3 pairs of 2. 3 pairs, yeah, of course pairs are 2. You have 3 pairs of cards. that are 3 pairs of identical cards. That's what I meant to say. So there's one more keep cool. I'm going to play that again. So now I get 3 dice. But still, I mean, if I get 3 successes, it's the same as 2 successes. Well, I got 1 success. That's fine. All right, so now I'm down to S. So anything that makes the threat level go down currently would rescue a hostage. Now, the other cards I have. What are your demands? Now, if I fail, I will gain a threat level. But with 3 dice, I just need 1 success, and I can reveal a demand or gain 1 conversation point. If I get 2 successes, I get to reveal a demand, and I get 2 conversation points. So I can do both of those and maybe get both of these revealed. And the other cards are small talk, and I want to do these last because all they do is get you conversation points, which you spend at the end. And if you fail, the conversation already ends, and then you can't play any more cards. And the 0 point ones, you almost always want to use those whenever you have them because they're free to buy, but I won't be able to buy these next turn. I won't get them back until the 3rd turn. All right, so we're doing what are your demands? So I get 3 dice. 2 successes would be nice, but I'll take 1. All right, well, I got 1. So reveal a demand or gain 1 conversation point. The other thing you can do with a card is you can just discard it. You can just discard it face down, although I guess that part really doesn't matter. But if you just discard it and don't actually play it, you get 1 conversation point for each card. All right, so we'll reveal her major demand. Major demand, fire the leadership. Spend 4 conversation points to concede during any conversation for 8 conversation points. So if I get up to 4 conversation points during a turn, I can concede this demand and I'll spend 4, but I'll get 8, so I'll net 4. But the penalty is at the beginning of each conversation phase minus 2 conversation points. So I would start every conversation point phase at -2 after doing that. So don't want to do that until I'm at least close to the end. All right. All right, well, let's do that again. What are your demands? Oh, no successes. So I can gain 1 threat level and go up to 1, or I can spend both of these cards to make it 1 success and reveal the other demand. I don't think that's worth it. I'd really like some conversation points, because next turn I'm not going to have any of these. I'm only going to have whatever I can buy. And I only have 1 point so far. All I can buy is 1 of these, which lets you re-roll 1 die. Or can be used to turn, 2 of them can be used to turn this into a success, or you can discard it for 1 point, but yeah. I'd like to have more than that. So yeah, I'm going to take the failure, gained a threat level. Oh, shoot. I forgot about her special rule where if you roll 2 1s, a hostage is dead. That hasn't happened yet, I don't think. Well, I've had 4 rolls. The first roll was the only 2 dice, and it was 1 success, 1 failure, so it definitely didn't happen there. But then on one of them, I got 2 successes. Oh no, the first one was 2 successes. It could have been 2 6s. I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. I don't think 2 1s has come up. All right, I have to keep that in mind. Okay, so small talk. No matter what, I'll get conversation points, but if I get no successes, I cannot then use my last one. Conversation ends. And, oh, well, I failed. 1, 2, and 4. So I only get 1 point. Conversation ends, so I can't actually use this. Well, now I kind of wish I'd have turned that 1 into a success. Oh, well. All right, so now I get to buy stuff. I only have 2 points. So next round, I'm going to have small talk and then whatever I buy. I can buy 2 re-rolls, or I can buy 1 of these 2-point cards, and any points you don't use this is going to go back down to 0. So you don't spend them, they're wasted. This can give you extra dice on one threat roll. More lowering the threat level. Or, you talk, I'll listen. 2 successes, you get 3 conversation points, so it already makes, it's more than what you pay for it. And this goes back into your hand so you can play it again the next round. So you get to reuse it. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. But I only want to play that if I have 3 dice because, well, 1 success, you still get 2. It pays for itself, basically. But if you fail, threat level goes up 1 and the conversation ends. All right, so I'll take those, and then all the 0-point cards, well, they go over here. Oh, I guess I didn't make room for 0-point cards. Fine, they'll go right there. Or I'll put them down to the bottom. All right. Okay, well, oh, and I spent 2 points, I'm at 0. Well, that wasn't great. Wasn't terrible, though. Overall, threat level went down 1. I got 2 conversation points, but I did not get to use one of my cards. So now we draw a threat card. I don't have time for this. That's not a good one. That's basically you lose a turn because it says draw and resolve the next red terror card. I want to play a game. Okay. Roll a die. Ooh. Roll a die and compare it to the current threat level. If it's lower than the threat level, you gain a hostage. Not possible. I'm at 1. Can't get lower than a 1. If it's equal, no effect. If it's higher, dead hostage. Okay. So 5 and 6 chance of a dead hostage. 4. That's a dead hostage. All right. So now I only have these 2, small talk and you talk, I'll listen. Well, they both have almost the same effect. Yeah, I'm going to do the you talk, I'll listen first. All right. 1 success. And no 2 1s or 2 6s. 1 success, so I get 2 points. All right, but I won't get to put that back in my hand, unfortunately. Okay, and then small talk. So this time, if the conversation ends, it doesn't matter, because this is my last card anyway. Oh, 3 1s. Anytime there are 2 1s on the final result, there are 3 1s. Should I say that doesn't count as 2 1s? No, that'd be silly. She kills a hostage. And I failed, I get 1 point. Alright, that round wasn't very good. Okay. So I get these 5, plus I get to spend 3 points. There's hostage escort for 3 points. This is the only thing that costs 3. If you fail, conversation ends and you add 1 hostage to the pool. If you get 1 success, you rescue 1 hostage and the threat level goes up 1. 2 successes though, you get 2 hostages. And if she ever gets killed, the second in command comes into play where, I forget what happens. Oh, every time the threat level goes up, they kill a hostage. But as soon as all the hostages are dead or rescued, then they surrender. Something else happens on the second command. I don't remember everything. I'll look it up if I need it. Okay, so I can buy that, or I can buy another 2-point card and 1 reroll. I would like to have rerolls, so I'm going to just take a breath. All right, so I have all these cards for this round. And the reroll, I can reroll, not a roll, but 1 die. Okay, so that costs 3. We go down to there, and now we get a new terror card. Hanging on every word. During the next conversation phase, you may spend one conversation point to ignore a conversation ender. Do this as many times as you wish, spending 1 point each time. Okay, well that one's actually a good one. So I can start off with, say, small talk. I'll gain 1 point, and then I just immediately spend it to negate that. Oh, well now I kind of wish I would have bought the you talk, I'll listen again. Oh well, I did not do that. All right, so next round. Okay, I have the keep cools again, and then just take a breath is almost the same, except it's a little better if I get 2 successes. It's also a little worse if I get no successes. All right, so I want to do all those, which if I succeeded all these, I'll actually move this down to S and then rescue 2 hostages. I have 3 dice, so it doesn't really matter which one I do first. Actually, maybe I should do small talk first, because this is the only thing that could potentially end the conversation. But it won't, because I'll gain a point that I can spend to ignore that. If I'm in the negatives, though, then I don't have any points to spend. All right, so we'll do small talk first. I still have 3 dice. I failed. Didn't get 2 ones, though. All right. So, well, I gain 1 point, but then I have to spend it to ignore the conversation ender. All right. Well, then let's do one of these. All right, so just take a breath. Okay, 1 success. So 1 success is -1. It says, or if you were at K threat level, you'd go -2. But now it's down to S. So these 2 can both rescue hostages. So keep cool. All right, 1 success. That is a rescued hostage. Do it again. 2 successes, but they're both 5s. So 2 successes is 1 conversation point and 1 hostage. All right, then there are the 2 what are your demands? Well, I would like to see what her escape demand is, so we'll play that. Okay, 2 successes, 2 5s again. No 6s. Reveal a demand and gain 2 conversation points. So what is her escape demand? It is shut down the power citywide. I can spend 2 conversation points to concede this during any conversation so that I can gain X conversation points, where X is the current threat level. Then you may immediately purchase any card from the available area. But the penalty is at the end of the conversation round, or at the end of that conversation, the abductor escapes. So if you use that, that's your last turn. Okay, now there are no more demands to reveal, so I'm just going to discard this to gain 1 conversation point. And then I'll just hang on to the reroll. All right, so I have 4 points. And, oh, whoops, I did not put these cards back after the previous round. Yeah, you talk, I'll listen, and 1 small talk. So these should have been over here. Okay, so I have 4 points to spend. Well, I'll get my free one. And then, let's see, 4, there's little compromises. -2 threat level and a hostage and 2 conversation points on 2 successes. That could be as many as 3 hostages. Or I get more you talk, I'll listen, or just take a breath. Let's see, I'll have a reroll and small talk. I'm going to get little compromises. Try to rescue 3 hostages with that. Okay, and then end of the round. Now terror card. You'll never see it coming. All right. Take a random gold pivotal event terror card from those out of play and place it face down on top of the terror deck. All right, so yeah, the pivotal event ones, these are worse. This does mean an extra turn, basically, but this will be, well, they're not always terrible. I think some of those are actually good. Okay. New pivotal event. Okay, next round. Oh, now these all get to go back. So we have all the free cards. And then just take a breath. All right. So next round, all I have are these. Well, I have my re-roll, and then these could both potentially end the conversation. Well, we'll do little compromises first, I think. So, let's see. I'm still on 3 dice. 2 successes would be nice. Well, I got 1. Now, if I really want, I can spend both of these to turn the 4 into a success, and then I have 2 successes. Well, let's see. Do I want to do that? Well, on 1 success, I gain 1 conversation point, and I'll get 2 hostages because I'm at S. 1 hostage from that, and then 1 from lowering the threat level 1 when I'm at the minimum. If I spend both of these, I get 1 more conversation point and 1 more hostage. Now, I'll take 1 success, so I'm going to get 2 hostages. There we go. 6 more to go. Okay, and then, and 1 conversation point. All right, so small talk, play that. All right, 1 success, so that is 2 points. Okay, and then I'll hang on to the reroll. Okay, so 3 points, that's it. Well, I get to buy all the free cards again. Even if you have negative points, you can buy the 0-point cards. Okay, and then, let's see, 3 points, so I can buy another reroll and then 1 of the 2-pointers, or I can get 3-pointer. I don't really like hostage escort. I'm going to just take a breath again, and the other reroll. Okay. These can be returned. Oh, that's free 1, and that was here. Yeah, that's a little better. All right. So now let's see what happens. Pivotal event. Time to shake things up. Uh-oh. Roll a die. Oh, change the threat level to the number rolled. That stinks. Well, no matter what, the threat level is going up. 3. Okay, well now I'm only getting 2 dice. So I'm definitely going to need to lower that threat level some more. Okay, so, well, let's try it off trying to do that. Keep it cool. I only have 2 dice now. Okay, at least I got a success. So, threat level goes down 1. That's it. All right, let's do that again. Hopefully I can get a success. Okay, 1 success. Okay, back to 3 dice. All right, well, let's do just take a breath now that I have 3 dice. 2 successes, both 5s again. I get a lot of double 5s, just no double 6s to save a hostage. All right, well, 2 successes is -1 and 3 conversation points. So that card more than paid for itself. Okay, and then we still have what are your demands? I have those 2, and then small talk. I'm going to use the small talk first. Well, I can take 1 conversation point and the conversation ends, or I can discard 2 of these to make it 1 success, and I get 2 conversation points, and then it keeps going, except, well, I have nothing else to do at that point other than I could discard these to get extra conversation points. Yeah, I really should have just discarded these first. Oh well, I'll take the no successes, so I get 1 point. Conversation ends. I'm hanging on to my rerolls. So 4 points. Well, I get to buy free card. And then I can go with little compromises again. That's 4 points. Or just take a breath and you talk, I'll listen. I'm going to take 2 2-pointers. Okay. Tarot card. Well, I spent 4 points, so that's down to 0. Tarot card. Ooh, minor demand. Medicine. I can concede this during any conversation to ignore one killed hostage. The penalty is flip one of these onto the discard pile with no effect. So the penalty will be basically lose a turn. All right, so minor demand. Medicine. Okay, no, these can all go back. 3 free cards, and then a just take a breath. Okay. I'm going to use just take a breath first. Oh, no successes. Shoot. All right, -2 conversation points for that, so I'm at -2. Let's hoping to rescue a hostage with that. All right, well, that stunk. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm already in the whole 2 points. Maybe I'll just hang on to my cards and not do anything. Or I could use a reroll on that. But you only get to reroll 1 die. So rerolling 1 gets me a 1 in 3 chance of success. You know what? I'm just going to hang on to all these. Okay. So -2, I can't buy anything. Well, anything that isn't 0, so we'll just set that back to 0, and I get to buy the free cards, but I'm going to buy anything else. Tarot card. I have a bad feeling about this. +1 threat level, and then it says down here, if any unrevealed demand cards, +1 threat level. But nope, I have them both revealed. Oh, and there were not 2 1s on there. There weren't any 1s. Okay, well, I can get that back down easily enough. So we have these 2. Well, it's all the free cards plus you talk, I'll listen. All right, keep cool. Oops. Still 3 dice. Need a success to get down to 0 or to S. 2 successes, so that's a 1 conversation point, and this goes down 1. But it's 5 and a 6, so I don't get to save a hostage. Oh, that was for the other keep cool. 1 success this time. So -1 threat level, that's a hostage. 5 more. Now everything else I can work on getting some points. Since all 3 of these could end the conversation, I am going to go ahead and discard these first for 1 point each. The ones that are, what are your demand? And then let's do the you talk, I'll listen first. Oh. Okay, so my choices are, I got 1 success, which would be 2 points. If I discard 2 cards, no, whatever. If I discard 2 cards, I can turn this into a success, and then I get 3 points, and this card goes back in my hand. for next conversation. Now I'm just going to take the 2. Okay, small talk. 1 success. Oh, but I got 2 1s. That's a dead hostage. Unless I do a reroll or... You know what? Let's reroll one of those dice. No. All right, I'm playing a reroll. Oh, now it's a 6. Too bad the other success was a 5. It almost turned into a saved hostage. Okay, so now it's 2 successes, so now it's actually 3 conversation points. Wait. Had I moved it to 5 on this? No, it was already at 5. Yeah, so I'm at 8. Just to make sure. Got 1 from one of these 2. Discarded these for 3. Got 2 from that for 5 and 3 from this. Yes, I'm at 8. Okay. All right. Good use of the reroll. And then small talk. Now, if this one fails, I don't care because that's my last card, other than my other reroll. 2 successes again, and it's 2 6s. 2 6s is a rescued hostage. And 2 successes is 3 conversation points. So I have 11. Ooh, and there are 4 left. So, 11. Ooh, choices. I could try to take out Donna. For 7 points, all snipers engage target. 2 successes, abductor eliminated. Or, if there are 2 or fewer hostages in the pool, all abductors eliminated and all hostages saved. Ooh. So I could get that, but that's on 2 successes. On 1 success, you still kill the abductor, but then the conversation ends. If you fail, threat level goes up to K. Definitely want to re-roll on that. But I only have 1, I can only re-roll 1 die now. Alright, well that would cost 7. I don't have to kill Donna. If I rescue 4 more hostages, then the next time you would rescue a hostage, instead she gets captured. So I don't have to kill her. It's just a question of, do I want to? What's the 8-point card? Total mind control. Even if you fail, the threat level goes down 2. 2 successes, threat level goes down 4. So that's 2 successes, and boom, that's all 4 hostages. I'm not going to get any free cards. They were all used this round. See, I know one of my runs of the game, I decided to take the bloodthirsty route, or I don't know, whatever I referred to it as. I tried to kill every abductor. I don't need to try to kill them all. Hey, Super Sudzo, you showed up just in time to see double 6s. Yep. That was the first one, unless I missed one earlier. First couple rolls, I forgot about her special rule. All right. Yeah, I don't think I need to do a bloodthirsty run, so she doesn't need to get killed. So I could do total mind control if I want. That'll cost 8. Or secret extraction can get me 3 or 2 hostages. Failure's bad, though, on that. A couple dead hostages. Yeah, I don't really like that card. So if I take that, that's 8, and then I still have 3. Could take hostage escort. Could potentially end it all next round. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go for those 2. So that'll cost 11. That's what I have. Okay. And all these can go back over there. Have you seen this game before? Let's see. Can't remember if you popped in when I was playing this game for a week and a half or so before. Let's see. That's there. That's there. I really liked this game, so I figured I wanted to play another run of it. All right. New tarot card. Oh, I'm mad as hell. +2. Ah, that stinks. That takes me down to only 2 dice. Okay. So, next conversation. I guess I'll start with total mind control, although if I fail, all I do is go back down to S. Yeah. Okay, 2 dice. Oh, you owned it a few years ago? Okay. So a few years ago, though, all they had was this, right? Hostage Negotiator, the base game. Because I think Crime Wave didn't come out until 2019, and Career only came out last year. Get out of here. So if you're not too familiar with the Career, yeah. Crime Wave added a bunch of extra a bunch of extra abductors, well, and a new set of conversation cards and terror cards. But Career makes it so you actually play through, you have all these career cards, and you have to play through 10 years, and you have about 7 or 8 hostage negotiations to do over that. Have your little career tracker over here. And then you have a hostage pool for the whole thing. If you lose too many hostages throughout your career, then you just get, you just retire in shame. And then there are 3 different endings to the game, or 3 different finales, each with a couple different endings. All right, total mind control. Ooh, 6/6. Hey, that's another saved hostage because of Donald's special rule. And 2 successes, threat level goes down 4, so 2 puts it down to there, and the other 2 rescue 2 more hostages. Okay, there's only 1 hostage left. I know it was fairly expensive to pick up everything with all the expansions, but I really like it. Although I had never played the game before getting all of it. All right, Hostage Escort. If I can get 2 successes, that'll be it. Oh, 0 successes. Let's see, 0 successes would be add a hostage to the pool and the conversation ends. I don't want that, so I guess I'll use my reroll. I get 1 die to reroll. Oh, I still failed. Oh, so that's an extra hostage. And conversation's over. Well, I don't have any more cards anyway. Okay, so now I don't have any conversation points, so all I can buy are the free cards. And the conversation deck is a little different for the Crime Wave deck from the regular deck. If you're doing career, you can pick either one to use. I can't remember if all the free cards are the same. I think these might all be the same, but the rest of them are all a little different. All right, new tarot card. Ooh, what do we have here? Roll a die and, add more hostages to the hostage pool. Roll a die. Oh, it's not saying 3 dice, 2 dice, 1 die. That's the result on there. Okay. Roll a die and, okay, a 5 is only 1 hostage. So, okay, back up to 3 hostages. How many tarot cards are left? 2 more and then the pivotal event. So that's how many more rounds I have. Well, it was looking good when there was only 1 hostage left. All right, but I am back to... Oh, whoops. On Hostage Escort, I was supposed to be rolling 3 dice. I only rolled 2. I didn't put these back yet. Should I roll another die, and if it's a success, then I change the result of what happened there? My fault for not rolling enough dice. We'll leave it. Okay, but it's already at 0, so, well, at S. So both of these can rescue hostages. So we'll play Keep It Cool. Okay, I got 1 success. So that's -1 threat level. That's a hostage. Let's do that again. Yeah, that was on an edge. We'll re-roll it. Alright. 1 success again. No 2 6s or 2 1s, so another hostage. So I'm at 1 again. Well, what are your demands? I'm just going to discard those to gain a conversation point for each one, and then use small talk. So roll 3 dice, and let's see what I get. Oh, a 5 and a 6. That's too bad. But 2 successes is 3 conversation points. That's good. And 1 more time. 1 success, so that's 2 points. Okay. All right, so I have 7 points. Let's see. And again, just need 1 hostage and then capture her. Well, little compromises, even 1 success. If I'm still at S, even 1 success would be enough on that. That's 4 points. I'm going to put in Just Take a Breath 2 for another 2 points in case I need to lower the threat level first, and a reroll. That's 7. So that'll cost 7. Let's see, this is just free cards. Yes. All right, next terror card. Oh, another minor demand. Radio. I can concede during any conversation. I get 2 extra dice for 1 roll. But the conversation ends after that card. Well, that's fine if it's your last one. So what? Okay. Well, that's good. I'm still there. So all I have to do is 1 success on there. That's plenty. That one can end the conversation. Yeah, let's do this one first. Just take a breath. Oh, look at that. 6, 6, 6. Well, on Donna, rolling 2 6s rescues a hostage, and 2 successes is -1 threat level, so she's now captured. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Those 2 hostages got killed fairly early. All right, so get out the little career sheet, which there are nice sheets. I made copies, though, on some stock paper. Here we go. All right, in year 1, abductor was Donna. That was a win. Was she captured, eliminated, or escaped? She was captured. And how many hostages did I save? Let's see, how many got added? I think 2, so 4. Yeah, 12. And 2 killed. Yeah, it started with 12, 2 of them got added. All right, so that's the end of career year 1. Well, I still get a personal event. There. Okay. So now these 2 hostages that are dead, they get set aside. And the rest of the saved hostages go back in the hostage pool. You start with 35 hostages in your pool. If you lose them all, you retire in shame. Okay. All right, so where are we? So now that's over. Now the end of a year, we take a personal card. There's a stack of, I think, 24 of them. So just take the one off the top. One day at the park, while you're out getting some fresh air, a journalist approaches you. Hey, I recognize you, don't I? Sure enough, he knows you from the force. Maybe saw you at the station while interviewing the chief, or who knows. Hey, so I'm looking for an insider I can trust to help me get an early lead on some stories. I'll make it worth your while if you know what I mean. He drops an envelope in your lap. Do we have an arrangement? Well, option A is accept the offer. Option B is decline the offer. I don't remember this one. All right, so I can choose to give him leads or decline. Any suggestions? Let's see, accepting the offer may get some career stress or something like that, may get in trouble at work. Or you probably get corruption. You want to decline? We can do that. Because, my guess is you would gain some corruption on that, and corruption can be very bad. Although if you don't get too corrupt, it's not that bad. All right, well, we can decline the offer. All right, decline the offer. So let's see what it says under here. You hand the envelope back to him with a no thanks to go with it. A straight and narrow kind of guy. Well, we'll see how you do next time you need the media for anything, he says and walks off. Find the terror cards minor demand media and minor demand beer. Remove them from the campaign permanently. Ooh. All right, media and beer in the minor demands. Okay, well, these were radio and medicine. Okay, so beer, that can't ever come up again. And media must be in the other deck. Oh, or I didn't get drawn yet. Nope, those are all the ones that did get drawn. All right. So, yeah, I'm guessing accepting the offer would have given some corruption, but I'm not going to look at it and see what it's on, what it says. All right, so that's the end of year one. Oh, and then on the other end of this, negotiation impacts. Such tiny print. Mark your career sheet with the results of the negotiation. I did that. If one occurred this year, then apply the following effects. A successful negotiation, if you have an advanced skill, and it is in year 4+, gain an advanced skill. Oh, if you have no advanced skill. I don't, but it's not year 4+, it's year 1. Otherwise, +1 merit, reward vacation time. All right, so my merit goes up 1, so now it's 2. So if anything tells me to make a merit roll, if I roll lower than a 2, then I go up to the next rank, but then the merit goes down. And I get a reward vacation time. Let's see, where are those? I didn't take the rewards out of the box yet. Rewards. Okay, so we have all these reward cards, and I get one of the vacation times. And we'll take that one. Okay, set that aside. All right, so I got a reward vacation time. This is a single use for the career. You can remove this card from the game at any time to remove one stressor card of your choice from the active stressor deck. Which currently I have stressor colleagues. A lot of these stressor cards, when you flip it over and do whatever it says, you often just get another one of that type. Should I use it already? I don't know. No, we'll use it on Valerie if she pops up. She stinks. All right. We'll just hang on to that for now. Vacation time. All right. So this is all done. So now to go on to year two of the career, first I have to play a stressor card. I only have one. I think you're supposed to take one randomly from the ones you have, but this is the only one I have. Alright, so stressor, colleagues. You reconcile with your angry colleagues and actually make a few friends out of the whole ordeal. You are glad to finally put the stressful times behind you. Okay. Choices are option A, but you will still get them back one day. No, we already tattled on them to the chief. Don't need to then try to get revenge, or let bygones be bygones. Well, I think I'm going to let bygones be bygones. You push aside that nagging voice in your head telling you to get revenge. Part of being a professional is not succumbing to those kinds of emotions. Gain trait, restraint. Okay, traits. All those are still in the box as well. There they are. All right, traits, restraint. Guess I should turn those over. So I think I've seen all these by now. Restraint is an ongoing trait. There's no immediate effect, but other cards may reference this trait. Yeah. Some of these things might say if you have restraint, something happens. Proceed to this year's career event. Okay. Now I think year two is the one time where you never actually do a hostage negotiation. All right, career year event. The new rookies finish training and join the force. You are glad to now be in your sophomore year, so to speak. A rookie named Valerie has heard of your reputation and corners you in the locker room one day. Teach me everything you know. I have to be a hostage negotiator. I'll do anything, just teach me, please. She moves in and looking down, she takes your hand. She slowly looks up and says softly, please. So help Valerie, or you don't have time, and besides, you don't feel qualified. All right. Yeah, Valerie can mess up your life and make you get a divorce. Oh, let's see. The 3 times I played through, let's see, twice I got divorced, and then the 3rd time the wife got murdered by this guy. I forgot what his name is. But I have not made it through this thing married yet. So I'm going to tell Valerie to buzz off. All right. Let's see. You don't have time, and besides, you don't feel qualified. Valerie's shoulders drop. Print so tiny and red. When she hears your response, and she begins to tear up. You feel bad. You suggest, hey, check with Simmons. He is much more experienced than I am. You'll be better off with him anyway. Valerie leans in and whispers, but I was really hoping for a one-on-one lesson with you. You shove her aside and walk out. She'll never last here if she thinks that is how it works. All right, -1 personal stress. That's good. Back down to the starting level, and then, well, game reward restraint, but I already got that. All right, but at least Valerie won't ruin my marriage. Okay. If you did not have a negotiation in year 1, draw campaign abductor. I did. Otherwise, the year ends, and there's not been a hostage negotiation. Yeah, career year 2, you don't get one, unless you didn't have a negotiation in year 1. Oh, I guess we can get rid of Donna over here. Set these aside. There. All right. Well, now it's time. End of year 2, we get another personal card. Year 3, there'll be another abduction. If you have not yet had a negotiation, discard this and draw another. Well, I have. You find yourself in the middle of a dream. At least it feels like a dream. It must be as you are watching yourself speaking with passion to a group of people sitting in chairs around you. At first, you think they are cops because they are armed, But then you realize the weapons are not police-issued models. All right, well, it's just a dream. I can try to move closer to here or try to get a better look at the other people. All right. Option A, try to move closer. Option B, try to move closer to here. Or option B, try to get a better look at the other people. What do you think? I think I've chosen both of these before. I think this came up twice. And I'm going to come in closer to here. Okay, you try to move in closer to here. You still can't make out what your alternate self is saying, but you are speaking with such passion and conviction about something. Then the 10 or so people raise their weapons and cheer. Just then you pop up in bed, sweating and gasping for air. What was that? No effect. Yeah, well, that's boring. Okay, negotiation impacts. Well, there was no negotiation. So, nothing happens from that. All right, year 3. There will be a negotiation this year. And you start off with the abductor deck, or you start off with just 5 cards in there. It's, I think, just the 5 that are in the base game. Well, if there are 5 in the base game. And then all these other abductors get added in at some point, so then they might pop up. All right, so let's see. Start of year 3 would be a stressor card, but I don't have any stress now, so it's on to the career year 3 card. Okay, time for negotiation. All right, the chief has been in the hospital for nearly a week with a severe bout of pneumonia. The station is in a bit of disarray, and she can't get back soon enough. Take this opportunity to try to learn something, or help the leadership try to keep things afloat. All right. Try to learn something or try to keep things afloat. Trying to learn something. Maybe I can get an advanced skill. Those are good. There's some replacement cards for the free ones that make them all a little better. There are also some replacement dice. I'm going to try to learn something. You begin self-studying from a CPR book. You'll have to take a test eventually to get certified, but the chief just got back and the work is quickly piling up. Oh, maybe she's upset that you didn't visit or call when she was hospitalized. Well, that wasn't an option. Make a career stress check. If successful, gain reward CPR. If failed, gain stressor regret. All right, so career stress check. My career stress is on 3. You have to roll higher than your career stress. So I have to roll at least a 4 to succeed. All right, well, I got a 4. Okay, so I succeeded, so I get reward CPR. Rewards. Oh, 2 of those. And bottom one. All right, once per negotiation during the terror phase only, you can convert 1 killed hostage to a saved hostage. All right, once per negotiation. Oh, but only during the terror phase. All right. Okay. That's good. And now, career year 3, draw a campaign abductor. You may choose to take the call or let one of the other negotiators handle it. If you let a colleague handle it, the year ends and there have not been any hostage negotiation events. Take stressor colleagues. No way, I'm not going to let them do it. It's the whole point of the game. Okay, so the next abductor is the Sievers. Ooh, I don't remember exactly how they work. Okay. Let's see. Let's find their cards. Ah, the Seaver family. There we go. Ooh, lots of cards. Wait a minute. I don't recognize these cards. Maybe I've never faced them. No, I haven't. Ooh, this one's all different. Oh, no, I haven't faced them. I need little things, tiles that I've never popped out. Where are those? Here they are. Yep, I've never faced the Seavers. Okay, so this is all new. We have Clyde Seaver and Tina Seaver. Oh, so these aren't from the base game. This is from Abductor Pack number 6. All right, Clyde Seaver, with the help of his sister, has kidnapped his own children. So we start with 0 hostages. Threat levels on 3. Okay. There are a few new rules to go over when adding these cards to Hostage Negotiator. All cards in this pack are specific to this scenario. In addition to the normal setup, do the following. Place the 2 Abductor cards, Clyde and Tina, in play side by side. Use a random pivotal event card from this pack. Okay, so random one of these pivotal event cards. Place a Seaver Children card face up on the table and place a hostage piece on each space. I guess these are the Seaver Children. Okay, 2 hostages. When either child is located by revealing a search token, move the respective hostage piece to the hostage pool. Okay. Place the Becker Swamp card face up on the table. Shuffle the included search tokens face down and place them on at random on the empty spaces on here. All right. Add the Sandra Seaver conversation cards to the available area. Oops. Yeah. All right, so these are all, we can get rid of these. Oh, beer, that was removed from the game. Why did I put it there? Okay, so these are extra conversation cards. All right, what else? New abductors, the Seavers. There are 2 new abductors, Clyde and Tina Seaver. Both are considered in play, but Tina may not be captured or eliminated while Clyde is in play. You must capture and or eliminate both abductors to win. So, I guess with 2 of them, there's no second in command on this one. Let's just move that out of the way. All right, these have to be mixed up and put randomly on here. I guess mixing them up doesn't even really matter since I don't know what any of them do. So these are places I have to search and potentially locate one of these, I'm assuming. Important, Clyde and Tina won't kill the children or any other hostages they may take during play. If you are unable to prevent a killed hostage before you've saved all hostages, Clyde takes his own life and Tina flees with the children. doesn't sound good. All right, searching Becker Swamp. Right here in this pack, you are searching the nearby Becker Swamp to find the children. During the game, any time you would save a hostage, you may instead reveal a search token and apply the effects. Tina is spooked. Increase threat by the amount shown. Oh. Nothing found, no effect. Seaver Girl. Place the Seaver Girl in the hostage pool. Seaver Boy, do the same thing. Okay. And then the Sandra Seaver conversation cards. Sandra is Clyde's ex-wife and the mother of the children. She's standing by to talk to Clyde when you deem the situation calls for it. Treat these cards just like any other conversation cards, except when indicated otherwise. All right. And for regular tarot cards, so we add those to the deck for this negotiation. Put those up there. Okay, so about ready to go. Let's see. Oh, there's more special rules on there. Place this card next to Clyde during setup. The second in command card is not used. Tina is considered in play, but may not be captured or eliminated while Clyde is in play. I already know that. If Clyde is eliminated and either or both the Seaver children have not been saved, Tina flees with the other unsaved children. Okay. So you need to rescue both of them before Clyde gets killed. Starting demands. One escape demand card. When resolving a killed hostage, ignore the effects. Instead, Clyde commits suicide and is eliminated. And if resolving saved hostage and both Seaver children have not been found, instead reveal one of these. Oh, okay. Yeah, we already know that. All right, what's their backstory? Clyde Seaver. Clyde lost custody of his 2 children when his wife, Sandra, divorced him 6 months ago. Oh. Last month, while the children were visiting him during the weekend, he vanished with them. Today, he was spotted at a convenience store where he's now holed up, threatening to kill himself rather than go to jail. Worse, there's no sign of the children. Could Clyde's sister, Tina, be hiding them on her land in Becker Swamp? And Tina Seaver is Clyde's older sister, a survivalist and recluse who calls the wilds of Becker Swamp her home. When her little brother showed up on her doorstep with her niece and nephew in tow, Tina was understandably concerned, but the Seavers have always stood together through thick and thin. Clyde's been off on a supply run for a very long time, however. Now Tina's starting to think it might be time to take the children and disappear. All right, so what do these other ones do? Get her out of here. So this is a free one. Play at any time to prevent one killed hostage. If it's free, I assume you get to start with this with all the other free cards. Then you must remove this card or another Sandra Seaver conversation card from the game. Okay. All right, and then 3 different cards. We can work this out. Lower threat level, raise threat level. Remember when we, conversation points and lower threat level, conversation could end. Oh, here we go. Clyde, please, I beg you, reveal 2 of these, or just 1. And ignore the effects of Tina is spooked. Ooh. All right, let's see. This costs 1, the other one's costs 2. Okay, we'll put Becker Swamp right here. All right. Okay, so start off with all the free cards and then that one. Use that to nullify 1 dead hostage. But then you either have to remove this or remove one of these from the game. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Starting at level 3 on the threat level 3. So I need to lower it 2 to get a third die. Well, we'll certainly start off with those. Keep it cool. So I get 2 dice. Need at least 1 success. And I got 1. All right. So 1 success is -1 threat level. Okay. Let's do that again. All right. Same roll. A 2 and a 5. All right. Another -1. Now I'm up to 3 dice. Yeah, let's try to reveal the demand. Get that out of the way. Okay, I got 1 success. 1 success is reveal a demand or +1 conversation point. I will reveal their escape demand. I'm going to vanish into thin air. Let's see. You can spend 3 conversation points to remove this demand from play and replace it with a new revealed escape demand card. All right. You must immediately concede this demand when a gold pivotal event terror card is drawn. So on the last round. Well, unless something makes another one come up. Penalty for conceding, the abductor immediately escapes. All right. Well, if it gets down to the last round, you have to spend 3 conversation points before the last round starts, or immediately lose. All right, we can just ignore that for now. No other demands, so we'll discard this one to gain 1 point, and then do some small talk, just to try to get some conversation points. Okay, 2 successes is 3 conversation points, and 1 more time. 2 successes again. That was a lot of success that round. Okay, hang on to this, and I have 7 points. All right, that's good. Well, that one sounds really good. Lowering threat level, although if I fail, threat level goes up 1 and this card is removed from the game, but that only costs 1. Need to reveal some of those, so yeah, let's get that. That costs 2, so that's 3. What about this one? Costs 2 points. 2 successes is -1 threat level and you get your 2 points back. 1 success, you get your 2 points back. Fail, conversation ends, and you lose this card. Alright, goes out of the game. Well, I do want these 2 definitely. That's 3. So I have 4 left. Might be nice to have the re-rolls. Or maybe both the just take a breath. That can be a lot of tokens turned over on there. I don't want anything that has the potential of killing a hostage, because that could be the end of the negotiation. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to take the 2 take a breaths. They only have the potential of killing a hostage if you're at K. Okay, that's 7 points. Alright. Okay, first terror card. Oh, I guess we put all these back. Okay, first terror card. You aren't listening to me. +1 for each unrevealed demand card in play. Nope, there are 0 unrevealed demand cards. And discard all what are your demand cards from your hand. Oh, nope, those are over here. Okay. If any unrevealed demand cards, reveal a demand. Well, that did nothing. That's fine. Okay, so what should I do first? I get 3 dice. This could add 1 to the threat level and end the conversation, so I probably don't want to do that one yet. That could add 1 to the threat level. These cannot. Let's do these first. Just take a breath. Alright, 1 success is -1 threat level. I can discard 2 cards to make this a success, and then it's -1 threat level and 3 conversation points. Nah. I'll just take the -1 threat level, so I'm down to S. Alright, so next one would save a hostage, which will mean I get to turn over 1 of those. Let's do that again. 2 successes. Ooh, so 3 conversation points, and I just turn over one of these. You know what? Let's keep that right here. Let's see. Witness sighting, abandoned camp, possible hideout. Not that those really make a difference. You could just have a stack of these and turn them over one at a time. All right, how about this one? Oh, Tina is spooked. +1 threat level. That's too bad. Let's see. It's still 3 dice. Let's do this one. Clyde, please. I beg you. One success. One success is reveal 1 and ignore the effects of Tina is spooked. All right, how about witness sighting? Nothing here. Okay. All right, then we can work this out. One success. It's -1 on the threat level. All right. Okay, I have 3 points. I get all the free ones, and all right, that was the extra free one. I get all the free ones, and then 3 points. Let's take a reroll. And I'm going to go ahead and get this remember when we. All right, that's 3 points. Okay, nothing hasn't had to be discarded from the game yet. So basically, you need to save as many as 10 hostages. Well, so what happens when it gets down to, if you save both the kids? Let's see, if Clyde is eliminated and neither or both of the children have not been saved, well, what, do you have to save, you have to capture both of them? I guess. Does it say on there? All right, let me, where's the little rule book for this? Okay. Should be one of these. Oh, there we go. Clyde and Tina Seaver. All right, let's see. Winning against the Seavers. Not only must you meet the standard win conditions, but you must also capture and or eliminate both abductors. Okay, so yes. Capture Clyde, then capture Tina. After you get the 2 kids. All right, where did I leave off? I need to do another terror card. Oh, I'm mad as hell. +2 threat level. Back to 2 dice. That stinks. Let's see. That means at best I can only turn over one of these this round. All right. Well, let's try to lower the threat level again. Keep cool. Okay, 1 success. -1 threat level, and back to 3 dice. Try that again. 1 success again. All right, S. No demands to reveal. Let's see. No, I'm going to save that. I have a reroll on 1 die. I'm going to go ahead and play Remember When We. That could end the conversation, but I mean, I can reroll once. I have 3 dice. I can reroll 1, and if I get a 4, can spend 2 cards to make it a success. So I'm not too worried. Yeah, 2 successes. Okay. So that's 2 conversation points and -1 threat level. So that's turning over another one of these. All right, how about here? Possible hideout. Ah, Seaver Girl. All right, so that's 1 I can rescue. Not this round, though. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and discard these 2 to get 2 conversation points and then play small talk. 3 successes. Well, at least 2 successes is 3 points. Small talk again. 1 success. Well, that's 2 points. All right, 9. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to take these 2 again. That's 3 points. Still have 6 more. No, secret extraction. Don't want to do that. Could do the just take a breaths again. Yeah, I'll do both of those, and you talk, I'll listen. All right, that's a lot of potential turning these tiles over. Hopefully find the Seaver Boy next round. But, terror card. Oh, let's raise the stakes. Add some hostages. Okay, roll a die and add up to 3 hostages. I rolled a 2. 2 is 2 hostages. Some people that wandered into the convenience store or whatever it is that Clyde's hold up. Alright, well that's not too bad. Can handle that. Okay, at least the threat level's still at S. Oh, these can all go back over. Those are all free. Oh, back to 0. Okay, what do we want to start with? Right, let's do, we can work this out. Two successes. Ooh, -2 threat level. Alright, so I can save 2 hostages. We'll do that. The 2 people that just wandered into the store. Alright. Well, none of those are free ones. Yeah, okay. We'll do Clyde, please, I beg you. 1 success. Alright, reveal 1 tile, and if it has Tina is spooked, I ignore it. Okay. How about this one? Nothing here. All right. You talk, I'll listen. We'll do that last. Just take a break. Just take a breath. Oh, 3 failures. All right, I failed, no successes, so -2 conversation points. I kind of feel like I should just hang on to this now. Well, I don't know. I could do this one. I mean, if I get 1 success, I do get to save that 3rd hostage that's there. If I get 2 successes, I save that one and get 3 conversation points, but really that just puts me at 1. And at the end, -2 is the same as 0. I'm just going to hang on to that one. Alright. So, I don't have any points. All I can buy are the free cards. But gives me 8 cards to use next round. Plus I have a re-roll, which I guess I could use on one of these, but no. I'll save that for when it really matters. Okay, so 0 points. These go back over here. Terror card. I have a bad feeling about this. +1 threat level, and if any unrevealed demand cards, there are none, another +1. Alright, that's fine. Let's just... Alright, now I'll go ahead and use just take a breath. So I still have 3 dice. Okay, 1 success gets me -1 on the threat level, or I can discard 2 cards to turn this into a success and get 3 points. Well, what are your demands cards? I would just be discarding to get 1 point for each one. If I use them this way, I get 3 points for them. But then I won't have the option of doing that later. I'll take my chances later. All right. So just 1 success, so that's at -1, or that gets a -1. Okay, keep cool. So at least 1 success, and I get that 3rd hostage. Or no successes, and I get -1. Conversation point. All right. Try that again. Same result. Well, at least these ones, failure just means -1 conversation point. Yeah, I'm going to do this one. You talk, I'll listen. All right, there we go. Okay, 1 success and then a 4. Well, let's see. 1 success is 2 points. 2 successes is 3 points. And this card will go back into my hand next round instead of going over here. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'm going to discard these 2 to turn that into a success. So I get 3 points, which puts me at 1. And then I get this one back. So I'm just going to... There, I'll put it right there. Okay, have a couple small talks. 2 successes is 3 points, so 4, and 1 more. 1 success. 2 points, 6. All right, so that's going to go back into my hand, and then 6 points to spend. Well, let's get these again. Do I want all these? Yeah. Okay, that's 5 plus 1, the other reroll. What did I accomplish that round? I think I lowered this 1 and that was it. Right there. Yeah, I don't think I turned over any tiles, didn't rescue anybody, I just lowered this by 1, so kind of a waste. Well, next round should be better, but first, a terror card. Make a threat roll. Okay, but that's 3 dice. That's my threat roll currently. A success is a saved hostage. A failure is a dead hostage. However, CPR can prevent that. So could this, but CPR only works during a terror phase, so that would be the time to use it. All right, well, let's see. That doesn't matter because I got 3 successes. So I get a hostage. Okay, well that's good. Still at S. Oh, I'm at 0 points. What to start off with? All 3 of these could end the conversation, but I have 2 rerolls and a card I can discard. Some cards to discard. But you talk, I'll listen, can wait. How about Clyde, please? I beg you. 1 success. All right, so that's 1 tile. But if it's Tina is spooked, I get to ignore it. How about this one? Nothing here. Okay. We can work this out. That one is a 5. -1 threat level. Nobody to save, so... this one. Nothing here. Okay, so that one more is Tina is spooked and the other one is Seaver Girl. Remember when we? Ooh, 2 successes, 2 conversation points, and -1 threat level, so that's another one of these. This one. Tina is spooked. +1 on the threat level. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this. You talk, I'll listen. one success is 2 points, or I could discard my 2 rerolls, or I could even discard this and just hope that no hostage gets killed in the next round. I could discard 2 to make this 3 points, and then I get the card back again, but nah, I want to keep my rerolls. So I'll take the 2 points. So I have 4. Alright, now I gotta buy all the free cards. And then I have 4 points. Yeah, the 2 just take a breath, because each of those could be a hostage. That's 4 points. Okay, terror. I have a bad feeling about this again. +1 on the threat level. Oh, I was at, wait a minute. Oh, Tina is spooked, put it at 1. That's right, okay. I was gonna thought maybe I did something wrong. Alright, so +1, now it's at 2. Oh, only 2 dice. If any unrevealed demands, there are not. +1. Still have a few cards before getting to the pivotal demand. Plenty of time. Alright, keep cool. Oh, no successes, that's -1. Keep cool again. Need that 3rd die. Fail again. -1. Alright, just take a breath. Okay, 1 success, -1. Or I can discard 2 to make it -1 and 3 points. 3 conversation points. You know what? I'm going to do that. So I'm at 1 point. And now I have a 3rd die. Okay, that part's good. Let's do that again. 2 successes, alright? That's another -1 and 3 points again. And all I have to do is, I basically have to do 4 hostage rescues. Turn over 1 tile, then rescue, then capture both of them. Small talk. Oh, that's 3 points. Do it again. Alright. That's only 1. Whoops, that was a miss. 1 point and conversation ends, unless I want to use a reroll. Or I could discard both of these to make it 2 points. That's definitely not worth it, because I don't have any more cards to play anyway. Alright, so 1 point. I have 8. That's good. Definitely we can work this out. So that's only 1 point. Or actually, if we get total mind control, even if you fail, it's -2 threat level. That'll do part of it, but that costs all 8. If I'm still at S, though, after this card, basically -2 successes would mean that's it. It's done. You know what? Let's go for it. Total mind control. Okay, free cards. These are both just take a breath. Okay, terror card. Oh, that cost 8. Oh, this is the end for me. +2 threat level, plus another additional 1 for every hostage in the hostage pool. Fortunately, there's nobody in there. Ooh, now I kind of don't want to use this yet. I only get 2 dice. Lowers my chance of success. And I can't end it this turn anyway now. So, I'm going to hang on to that. And I'm not going to use any cards. So that's it. I'm going to buy all the free ones. And then Tarot card. Minor demand medicine. Concede during any conversation to ignore one dead hostage. But then you have to flip over a red tarot card, so you'll lose a turn. You know what? We'll put it up here. All right. Well, that's good. Okay. Hang on to this. I want my 3 dice first, so we'll do keep cool. Only get 2. All right, good. 1 success, back to 3. Let's do keep cool first, before total mind control. Well, I definitely want to go -1, so I am going to discard the 2. What are your demands to turn that into 1 success? And that makes me go down 1. All right, it's time. Total mind control. Oh, no successes. Well, that'll be -2. Or I could try using re-rolls. You know what? I'm going to use a re-roll because I can discard these 2 to turn this into a success. And if I can get 2 successes, I'm going to win. So let's use 1 re-roll. Oh, there we go. Now I can discard these 2 to make that 2 successes, and that means -4 on the threat level. So the first one lets me turn over one of these. It's the Sawyer girl. The second one lets me rescue her, and then the third and the fourth capture both of them. Ha, take that. Never had to save anybody from death by this card or CPR. All right. Now let's get rid of the extra tarot cards they put in. Oops, was one of those a gold? What happened to the pivotal event card that was at the bottom of that? Did I forget to put one at the bottom of the deck? Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay, those are their cards. So are these. And those, and this. This. That. Receivers. Oh, oops, sorry. All right, I think that's it from their deck. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Deceivers, I don't think that one's that bad. Other than the fact that, yeah, and he killed hostages and you lose. That's all right. I had total mind control. Okay, so those hostages were saved. Oh, well, let's mark it off before I put them back in the pool. All right, career year. Well, 2 had no hostage negotiation. Career year 3 had the Sievers. That was a win. They were captured. Saved 4 hostages, 0 dead ones. so those can go back in the pool. I still have 33 hostages in my pool. And not only do you lose if you let all those hostages die, when you get to the finale, you want to have as many of these hostages left as possible. They're useful. So the fact that I could have actually skipped that negotiation for this year, that could have helped me have more hostages at the end, but that's no fun. Okay, so that's it for Career Year 3. So now a personal card at the end of the year. The stress of your personal life is catching up to you. Things are not going well at home. Your car is acting up, and the bills are piling up. Oh. I can deal with the stress now or pretend the stress isn't there. Deal with the stress now? Maybe personal stress goes down, but career stress goes up. Pretend the stress isn't there. I don't know, maybe it's the opposite. Or maybe you get a car stressor or something like that. I'm going to deal with the stress now and be responsible. Make a personal stress check. Okay, my personal stress level is, I guess I should have just left this out, 2. So I have to roll a die and I have to get higher than 2. 2, I failed. If you fail, you just aren't able to handle all the pressure at home. You are going to have to face at least one of these issues head on. Gain stressor spouse, or debt, or car. I don't want a spouse stressor. I'll take one of these car ones. Let's see, I'm going to roll to see which one I get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, all right, I'll take the top one. Oh, if you pass or discard stability, well, I didn't have stability, a weekend of hard work on your relationship and finances gets everything back in order. You get -1 personal stress, but yeah, okay. All right, mark your career sheet with the results of the negotiation. If one occurred this year, then apply the effects below. For a successful negotiation, if you are detective or below, I am currently officer, +3 merit. I was at 2, so now I'm at 5. All right, so if there's ever a chance for promotion, if I roll lower than a 5, I get promoted. And the 3 times I've played through, I think I've been lieutenant or captain every time. All right, that's it. Up here. Okay, start of the next year, I have to do a stressor card, which I now have a stressor car. You go back to the dealer and threaten him. You want a better car and you want it now. Get forceful with him or threaten his business. Well, threatening his business, I'm sure that's going to lead to corruption. I don't want to be corrupt. Although I'm trying to remember from when I faced the Joker-looking guy, whether a little corruption might actually be good. Well, we'll get forceful with him. Although, maybe we'll have to go to court then, get in trouble. All right, I'll get forceful with him. Hey, a deal is a deal, man. You know what as is means, don't you? People who come back asking for their money back look like asses. Ha ha ha. His laugh at his own joke, or at least until you grab, or he laughs at his own joke at least until you grab him by the neck and slam his face into the hood of the car, breaking his nose. Didn't have to get that forceful with him. He runs away toward the trailer and he calls an office screaming, "You will hear from my lawyer." All right, gain another stressor car. All right, I'll take the top one again. And gain stressor legal. Okay. And I'll take the top one. All right, I can go up there. All right, stressor legal. So one of these has to get resolved at the start of the next year. Okay, time for, oh. Would have said something at the other side. All right, proceed to this year's career event. That's all it says. All right, career year 4. Time for new abductors. Immediately add Barrett, Sammy, Connor, Misha, and the Peterson twins. I think I have had to fight the Peterson twins every single time. Barrett, Peterson, Sammy, Misha, and Connor. Yeah, okay. Add these 5 to the deck, so now it has to be reshuffled. And I think at this point, I think I fought them all. Good thing the game is Hostage Negotiator, not Car Upgrade Negotiator. Yeah, that is a good point. As long as I was breaking his nose, should have just stolen a car at that point. Okay, career year 4. Ooh, and career year 5 is going to be a completely different thing where you have to save your wife so she doesn't get murdered. Everyone at the station is scrambling, and then you realize why. The local paper sits on top of your desk, and the headline on the front page reads, "Serial hostage taker strikes again." Okay. If one or more abductors have escaped, we do this, but nope, no abductors have escaped so far. No abductors have escaped, we do this side. All right, well, I don't have a choice then. All right, no abductors have escaped. This just isn't going to stop until we put an end to it. I'm sending you to do what no one else has been able to do. You brim with confidence knowing the chief chose you for this challenge, but are you up for it? If the abductor escapes this year's negotiation, do not shuffle its campaign abductor card back into the campaign abductor deck. Instead, -2 merit. All right. I guess I have to remember that, so maybe I'll keep this out. You arrive at the scene knowing this isn't the first time this abductor has taken hostages. This won't be easy. Draw a campaign abductor, and if you draw an abductor you have not faced yet, add +2 hostages with a hostage pool. Well, it has to be somebody I haven't faced yet. If the abductor escapes... Yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, we'll keep this out. I'm going to put it like this. Or no, I'll put it on top of there. All right. Just to remember to check that again. Okay, 2 extra hostages. For who? Misha. And we'll get the second in command. Okay, Misha, let's find her cards. Where's Misha? Connor Peterson. There she is. Okay, she has a bunch of cards because she's from an abductor pack. I remember that. Yeah, I faced her. All right. She starts with 11 hostages +2, so she gets 13 hostages. Let's see. Okay, lots of hostages. She gets 1 Misha. Oh, let's get rid of these. Okay, she gets one Misha major demand and one Misha escape demand. Place the paranoia card in play with the die, with the board side face up. She's currently, bored. At the start of the spend phase, you must spend one conversation point or roll for paranoia. All right. And when you do that, let's see, if you roll a 1, she becomes scared, which can, 1, 2, or 3 are bad on that side. Dead hostage or +1 threat level. And roll again for paranoia on a 3. 4, resolve the next red terror card. So lose a turn, basically. 5 or 6 are good. -1 threat level and +3 conversation points. But yeah, don't want her to be scared. When she's bored, so 1 flips this over, 2 is a dead hostage, 3 is discard the next red terror card, 4 is do nothing, 5 is 2 conversation points, 6 is saved hostage. Well, it's at least not as bad when it's on that side, but you can spend 1 conversation point instead. At the start of the spend phase, you must spend 1 conversation point or roll for paranoia. All right. Ooh, she starts at threat level 5. I don't like that. It's going to take a while to get her calmed down. All right, so what's her backstory? Misha Koskinen is a social media celebrity. Oh, goody. She is all about fame, followers, likes, and trolling her opponents. Her content makes her a favorite among her loyal fans, fans who will do anything for her. Hundreds of fans showed up to a meet and greet at a local mall, but Misha has just as many antagonists who feel mocked by her videos. They came to protest and disrupt her event. At first, the influencer thought it was funny to rabble-rouse the crowd, but it soon turned violent, and Misha's composure broke. Misha is unarmed, but not all of her fans are. As the altercations escalate, she dreams of the incident going viral. Okay. All right, so she needs a major demand and an escape demand. And tarot cards again. All right, so one of these. She might get another one. And an escape demand. All right, what are the rules for this? The crowd is restless and the abductor thinks this is a game. The negotiation will be tense. There are a few rules to go over. Yes. Abductor-specific tarot cards. This abductor pack introduces specific tarot cards, major demand cards, and escape cards. Yeah. And then the paranoia card. All right, so none of these tarot cards are, these are all petty demands. Okay, so they all have a chance of showing up. Mix them in. One pivotal event card at the bottom. Hey. Alright, so her biggest problem is just starting off at 5 threat level, and every round you lose 1 conversation point or have to roll. And that's not the terror phase, so I couldn't use CPR to rescue one of them. Alright, so probably going to get some dead hostages this and this one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10 tarot cards. Where's my vacation time can get rid of a stressor card. Maybe I can get rid of my legal trouble. All right. I need free cards. And let's see. Well, need to get that threat level down, so do the same as usual. Start off with keep cool. All right, good. That's success. 4. Let's do that again. That was interesting. All right, a success again. Now it's down to 3. Okay, that's good. All right. Still 2 away from 3 dice, but can't do any more for that right now, so let's just try to see what our demands are. Although if I fail, I get +1 threat level. But I do want to reveal those. Ooh, 2 successes. Okay, reveal a demand and get 2 points. Okay, how about her major demand? Let's see. Spend 5 conversation points during any conversation to get 2 hostages. You may add 1 to all future paranoia rolls. Ooh. Penalty for conceding, slide this demand underneath Misha. That must do something bad. Okay, 5 points, I get 2 hostages, and every time I roll for paranoia, I get to add 1. So that means a 1's a dead hostage, a 2 will be discard 1 terror card. 3 is do nothing. 4 is +2 conversation points. 5 or 6 is a rescued hostage. Oh, and then she won't ever be scared if I do this, unless something makes her automatically go to scared. All right. Okay, well, let's try to see what her other demand is. Okay, 1 success, reveal demand or 1 point. I will reveal the demand. What is her escape demand? Police escort. Spend 4 conversation points during any conversation to flip the paranoia card to the side of your choice for the rest of the game. During all threat rolls, if you roll a 6, perform the 6 action listed on the current paranoia card. Oh, during all threat rolls. Ooh. Penalty for conceding, the abductor escapes at the end of the conversation. But on the last round, that means every time a 6 comes up, you would get 3 conversation points or rescued hostage. Okay. Well, that'll be good on the last round. All right, good start. Got a success on all 4 of those, so small talk. 1 success, so that's 2 points. And 1 more time. 2 successes, that's 3 points. Okay, that was a very good first round. 7 points. I think I might like both the just take a breaths, a reroll. And 2 more points. Or maybe little compromises, that's 4, but really want to have 3 dice to use that. I don't have to use it this turn though. Maybe one of these and consider this. That's 7. I could try to kill her already. Then I wouldn't have to worry about her paranoia. Oh, right. I have to spend a point right now or roll for paranoia. Okay, you know what? I'll spend the point so I don't have to roll for paranoia, and then I'll take both rerolls and both just a breath. That's 6 points. Okay, first terror card. Petty demand. Send in a sad clown. Resolve this demand immediately. Concede for one rescued hostage. Place this card under Misha, or roll for paranoia and discard this card. Penalty. If after resolving this demand the threat is at 1 or S, immediately draw and resolve the next red tarot card. Well, that's not the case. So I could put this under her. And I think the penalty, some of the petty demands might say something about something happens if she has some demand cards under her. Ooh, I could have spent 5 points on this. Too late now. And why not? I'll take the hostage and put this under her. I don't know what that's going to do. I don't remember. Okay, but no penalty. I'm not at 1 or S. All right. Next round. So I just have these. Well, if I succeed on both of them, I can get down to 3 dice. Ooh. But I might not have any conversation points, so I might have to roll for paranoia. Okay, 1 success, so I can make it 2 successes if I discard, say, both of these. That would give me 3 conversation points, so that even if I fail at this and lose 2 conversation points, I'll still have 1 to avoid paranoia. Yeah, I'm going to do that. All right, so -1 threat level and 3 points. Let's try doing that again. Okay, that one's a failure. So -2 conversation points, which is fine because now when it's time to spend stuff, well, there's nothing, I don't have any cards that cost 1 point to buy, so sure, I'll spend 1 to avoid rolling for paranoia. And then do a terror card. And I just realized I forgot to put all the cards back over there. Let's see, I just used these. So all the free ones should have been over here, so I get to buy those, and that's it. All right, next tarot card. Ooh, make a threat roll. I only get 2 dice. So, success. So that's a hostage. It says only 1 hostage can be saved or killed on that card. So, all right. All right, next round. Okay, I just need 1 success on the keep cools. There we go. 3 dice. Let's do that again. No successes. Well, I don't need to reveal any more demands, so I would like to get that down to S. So I'll discard these 2 to turn one of those 4s into a success. And then small talk. 2 successes is 3 points. Do that again. No successes. 3 4s. All right, so it's 1 point and the conversation ends, but, well, it ends anyway. Okay, I have 4 points. I'm going to just take a breath again and get one of those re-rolls back for 3 and spend 1 to avoid paranoia roll. Okay, tarot card. Oh, let's put all these back. Petty demand. Keep getting these. All right. Concede for -1 threat level. Place this card under Misha, or roll for paranoia and discard this card. If there are any penalty, if there are any demands underneath Misha, draw and resolve the next red tarot card. Yeah. After resolving this card. So I'm going to have to draw another one because she has a card under her. well, all right. I guess I may as well put another one under her, but who knows? Something might be really bad, might be a bad result for every single card that's under there. I don't want to roll for paranoia, though. All right, I'm going to roll for paranoia and discard this. Ooh, I got a 6. That's a hostage. Okay, but penalty, I have to do one of these. All right, Fit of Rage. Oh, now +2 threat level. At the end of the next conversation phase, -1. I'm just going to keep this on top of here to remind me. Instead of putting one of these on here. Okay. Well, I can use just take a breath to try to get back down to 3 dice, although I will go back at the end of the round for that. You know what? I'm just going to discard this for 1 point and then spend it on avoiding paranoia. Buy all my free ones, and then at the end of the round, this goes down 1, but now I have to draw another terror card. Oh, this is all your fault. Dead hostage. If any unrevealed demand cards, +1 threat level, but there aren't any. Alright, well, I'll just make use of CPR. Once per negotiation, during the terror phase only, that's what I'm on, you can convert 1 dead hostage to a rescued hostage. Alright, CPR has been used. That's 4, 9 more to go. Okay, keep cool. Oh. That's over there. Keep cool. Oh no, I'm back to 3 dice. Alright, 1 success. I'll accept that. Alright, S. Good. I can get 2 hostages this round. Let's do keep cool again. Oh, heading out, good luck. Alright, thanks. You have a good night. Okay, 2 successes. That is a hostage and 1 point. Just take a breath. That can be 1 more hostage. It is 1 hostage and 3 conversation points. 1 hostage. Well, 1 more, and I'm at the point where I can't lose from having too many hostages die. What are your demands? I'm just going to discard those for 2 points. I might do this. Yeah, I think I'll probably do that. All right, small talk. Oh. All right, that's only 1 point and conversation ends, so I can't use my other small talk. Okay. So I have 7 points. Now it said it was at the start of the spending phase, right? So I have to do this before or I guess this was during the conversation, so I could have done this as soon as I got to 5 points when I said I was going to do this. All right, we'll retcon that a little bit and say I did that at the time. Okay, so I'm spending 5 points. That was before I played small talk, because I had 6 before that one. 2 hostages. And add +1 to all future rolls. So now I am not going to spend a point avoiding a paranoia roll, because now only 1 and 2 are bad. So sure, let's go for it. 4. All right, so that's really a 5, which is 2 conversation points. All right, let's see. So for 4 points, what am I buying? Just need 5 more hostages now. Well, just take a breath and the 2 rerolls. That's 4 points. Terror card. Okay, pick your poison. Choose one of the following. Yeah, -2 threat level. Oh, these I'll go back over. These are all zeros. No. Just take a breath. And all the rest zeros. Alright, so choose one of the following. +2 threat level. -1 die until the next conversation phase ends. Well, I could just not use these. Or maybe roll this one. I'd only get 2 dice. I don't know. Or, flip 2 red terror cards into the discard pile with no effect. No. If you choose the second option, place an alert marker. Yeah, okay. I'm going to choose, I only have 2 dice during the next conversation phase. So yeah, just take a breath. I'll definitely wait on using that because that's not one of the free ones. Small talk, I could use it or I could just wait. Yeah, I'll hang on to both of them. All right, so there. But I have to do a paranoia roll now. Well, yeah, conversation phase ended. Spending phase, I get to buy all these, but first I have to do a paranoia roll. 4, all right, well, that's 2 conversation points again. So those 5 conversation points I spent earlier have netted me so far 2 hostages and 4 conversation points back. So basically I spent 1 conversation point to get 2 hostages. That's worth it. All right, I have 2. I'll take the other, just take a breath. All right, unless the threat card raises the threat level, I could rescue 4 more hostages next turn. That costs 2. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, another petty demand. Let's see. Resolve this demand immediately. Concede for -1 threat level, then place this under Misha, or roll for paranoia and discard this. If after resolving this demand, the threat level is at 1 or S, it is immediately draw and resolve the next one. It's 2 turns I've lost from petty demands. Okay. So I can roll for paranoia and discard this, or concede for -1 threat level, so that's a hostage, and then put this under her. Well, she already has 2, 3. Yeah, all right. We'll concede it for -1 threat level, so that's a hostage. But now I have to draw another one. What am I down to? Just 2 more, and then the pivotal event. Minor demand, radio. Concede during any conversation for 2 extra dice on 1 roll. And then conversation ends after that card. So that has to be the last card you play. For the conversation, well, all right. Hang on to that. All right, I can still get 4 more hostages, so that's almost it if I succeed on all 4 of these. Okay, does it really matter what I use here? No. All right, just take a breath. Oh. Well, I want to get all the hostages, so I am going to discard 2 to turn one of those 4s into a success and get 1 threat level, so that's a hostage. Okay, well, I'll do keep cool this time. Failure again. I have my re-rolls, but no. Okay, keep cool. Alright, 2 successes. Well, that's 1 point and 1 hostage. And just take a breath. Alright, that's 1 hostage. Okay, I got 3 out of 4, but I had to spend both of the demand cards, and I got no conversation points total. Okay, small talk. Okay, that's 2 points. And that's 3 points. Alright. And then I have to do a paranoia roll before the spending happens. Or spend 1 point. Now I only have 2 more of these. I mean, there's a chance if I roll a 2 that I have to discard one of those. Although at this point I wouldn't mind a dead hostage, because that just makes it Misha's the only thing left. So, alright. I'm going to roll for paranoia. Just hopefully it's not a 2. And it's a 2. Great. Draw. Oh no, discard the next red terror card. What would it have been? Petty demand. And this one would have made me draw another one anyway. So, alright, that basically did nothing by having to discard it. Well, I guess I also could have re-rolled. I wasn't even thinking about that. Could have re-rolled that. Too late. But if this is another petty demand that's going to make me lose a turn, then I'm going to be on my last turn. But it's just 1 hostage and then Misha. So, alright, and I have 5 points. Let's see, what costs 5? Oh, 5 is extra dice. Let's see. Play this. If you get 2 successes, then you get 2 extra dice for the rest of the conversation, and all 4s are successes. If you get 1 success, then you get 1 extra die for the rest of the conversation. Plus, I'm going to... Oh, this is for 1 roll. Spend 4 points to... Well, put this on either side, put it on here, and every time you roll a 6 on any die roll during threat rolls, so playing cards, every 6 counts as that. Yeah, you know what? That one's going to be I think, one to use. This one, your conversation ends as soon as you play that card, so yeah. Alright, I don't think I need that. I want lots of cards is what I want. Lots of chances to roll 6s. So, alright, hostage escort is 3. And then, well, I guess you talk, I'll listen. Alright, that cost 5. Yeah, I did that. That made me discard 1. Alright, next tarot card. Hopefully it's not a petty demand. It's not. Hanging on every word. During the next conversation phase, you may spend 1 conversation point to ignore a conversation ender. Ooh, I could do that on this. Except, I want to wait until I have all these free cards. Although, hostage escort... it's all over if I succeed on this with 2 successes. And I have 2 rerolls. I can use this to get 2 extra dice. Yeah, okay. I should go for that. Yeah, I don't need to do this first. Alright, let's do that. Hostage escort. And I'm going to concede this. Next threat roll, I get 2 extra dice. Conversational end. I don't have any conversation points to spend to ignore that, but that's fine. Okay. So yeah, I'm using radio. I get 2 dice. Two extra dice to my 3. 2 successes. I rescue the last hostage and capture Misha with no dead hostages. Alright, well that's fine. I got 5. I got 1 success, and then either one of these I can use 2 cards to turn one of those into a 4 into a success, and that gives me 2 hostages. Got ya. No deaths. Only 2 deaths so far. That's good. In the whole career. All right. Oh, shoot. Okay. Personal stress was 2, career stress was 3. I'm pretty sure that's right. Merit was 5. All right, so what did this say? If the abductor escapes, you lose 2 merit. All right, so that's not going to do anything. So, career year 4. Name of abductor, Misha. When she was captured. Hostages saved. I believe it was 13. Yeah, none ever got added. That's 13. 0 hostages killed. Looking good so far. And there won't be a well, I could lose 1 hostage in 5. All right. Personal event. Your brother and his family show up at your house unexpectedly. Being the good sibling you are, you invited them to stay. But now it has been a week, and they're not showing any signs of leaving anytime soon. Whoops, don't go on there. Choices are kick them out or allow them to stay as long as they like. Kicking them out, that's not very nice. Alright, let's allow them to stay. Can't remember what I chose before on this one. Alright, allow them to stay as long as they like. This is going to be a serious blow to your mental health. That's good. But family is family, as they say. Make a personal stress check. Okay, I need to beat a 2. 3. Alright, I beat a 2. If you pass, gain trait Restraint. I already have Restraint. That's the 3rd time I've gained it. And Loyalty. If you fail, you add 2 personal stress. Well, I succeeded. Alright, so Loyalty. Defiant, corrupt, respected. Divorced, stability, resolve, and, well, I guess it's loyal, not loyalty. It says loyalty on the card. On this card. Okay, let's see. Mark your career sheet with the results of the negotiation. If one occurred this year, then apply the effects below. Successful negotiation, +1 merit, -1 career stress. All right, those are both at the starting levels. If your merit is 5 or more, roll for promotion. I just need to get lower than a 6. 4, all right. So I get promoted to detective, and detective is level 2, so that means my merit goes down 2. So it's still at 4, so I still have a 50-50 shot at being promoted the next time I roll for merit, if I don't get any more merit first. And at sergeant, it'll go down 3, at lieutenant 4, at captain 5, although at that point you're at max level. All right. So I got promoted. So what does that do? All right, detective. Where are those? I don't think I got them out. All right, ranks. Nope, I did get them out. I put them somewhere. Oh, and what does loyalty do? You may discard this card during any negotiation to concede one demand costing 6 or less for free. If the cost of the demand is X, you may assume X minus 6. All right, so you can subtract 6 from any demand. All right. Let's save that. Okay, where did I put the ranks? Oh, here they are. And officer, I was supposed to start off with this out there, but it just says, this is your beginning rank. Choose either the base game or crime wave conversation set. I chose crime wave. And now I get detective. So immediately what happens? You can add any conversation card, cost 4 or greater to your conversation card set. Put it there. Okay, so I have to go to the initial conversation set. Okay, pick any one of these that's cost 4 or greater, right? Card of cost 4 or greater. I know there's one I really like. All right, well, let's see. 4 or greater. We have a bold lie. -3 threat level on 2 successes, +3 threat level on 0. Yikes. An empty promise, extra dice for 1 roll. I'm coming in to talk. 2 extra dice for the rest of the conversation. Costs 5. You fail, you remove this from the game. That's not too bad. Major extraction. Whoa. 2 successes, you get 3 hostages. Oh, +2 threat level, and the conversation ends. Ugh, I don't like that. Yeah, her 6-point card is much better. You don't gain threat level, the conversation doesn't end. And the for no successes, it's still 2 dead hostages, but she actually saves 1. Yeah, that one stinks. Okay. Sniper, take a shot. Rescue 2 hostages and eliminate the abductor. Ha. Or all units get in there now for 8 points. Whoa, 4 hostages and the abductor is eliminated and the conversation ends. Or for 1 success, 3 hostages +3 threat level. Conversation ends. You fail, abductor escapes. Now there's also one of these years, I think it might be 8. You have to use the other conversation card set. So whatever I take out of here, I won't have it the one time I have to use these. Kind of like the one that gives you 2 extra dice. It's costly, but that could be nice. All right, I'm going to take this one. Okay, put those back. finish off everything on... Yeah, the personal card just had me get promoted. So now we go to stressors, although I am going to... Vacation time. You may remove this card from the game at any time to remove one stressor card of your choice from the active stressor deck. I'm going to get rid of legal. There, my legal troubles are gone. Misha is gone. And then I'm going to have to do this to start off the next year. But let's get rid of this Misha stuff. Yeah, that was hers. Petty demand, yeah, those are hers. I'm just going to leave this here for the next one. Let's put all the hostages back. Still only 2 dead ones in my career. I'll take that. Okay, let's see. Not one of hers. That is. So is that. Okay. All right, guess that was it for her. Looks like it. Okay. Oh. There. Start of career year 5. Stressor. The car turns out to be not that bad. Oh, guess I shouldn't have broken the car salesman's nose. At least after you visit your brother, the mechanical genius, and he gets it running good, real good for you. Thank your brother verbally or thank your brother monetarily. I mean, I did just let him stay with me as long as he wanted, so really, thanking him verbally should be enough. But thank him monetarily. I mean, that could give me stressor debt, perhaps. But hey, you know what? Even though he never thanked me for letting him and his family, and they're obnoxious, stay with me as long as they wanted, I'll still pay him. If I recall, I think this was actually a good option. All right, thank him monetarily. Let's see. He tries not to take it, but you insist. It still isn't even, it still isn't even half of what you would have paid at the shop. After a bit of awkward silence, you head out. Well, at least you don't have to worry about the car anymore. Ooh, -1 personal stress. I'm down to 1. And gain trait respected. I don't have that trait. Well, I'm getting all the good traits. Divorced, corrupt, defiant. And then there's stability and resolve. All right, what does respected do? Nothing for now? Oh no, you may discard this card to look at the results of any career or finale card before making your choice. Yeah, we'll save that for the finale. So you can look at the 2 results on a card before you make your choice, 1 time. What I would really like is some advanced skills. I don't think I've made it this far without any before. Okay, proceed to this year's career event. All right, career year 5 is going to be taking on the guy on the box. All right, career year 5. You receive a certified letter from a lawyer informing you that a civil suit is being brought against you by the parents of a hostage that died in a negotiation for which you were the lead negotiator. Seriously, I've only lost 2 hostages in 5 years. Come on. You meet with the lawyer. You meet with your lawyer, and he feels like you have a really strong defense if you can get a few colleagues to testify. Alternatively, you could try to settle out of court. Ask your colleagues to help you out, or ask your lawyer what it is going to cost you to make it go away. Well, this stinks. Let's see. Your lawyer feels like you have a really strong defense if you can get a few colleagues to testify, or try to settle out of court. Yeah, I don't really like that one. Let's ask the colleagues to help out. I don't remember this one coming up before. You gather your courage and talk to a few of your fellow officers. If you have any of the following stressors, your colleagues are not willing to testify. I don't have any stressors right now. But yeah, if I had stressor colleagues or Valerie or legal, they won't help. Fortunately, I don't. Because I just discarded the legal trouble. Good. Gain. Wait. Oh, well, what's the difference? If they don't help out, you gain stressor legal and +1 career stress. If they do help out, you gain stressor colleagues and +1 career stress. Well, it's not good either way. Either way, you gain 1 career stress and you get a stressor card. Yeah, and then have the other side of that. All right, so what is it? Colleagues. Well, there are 2 of those. Let's see. 5, I'll take the bottom one. Yeah. So there's a stressor card to turn over at the start of next year. In the middle of your 5th year as negotiator, you get the surprise of your life. Do not draw a campaign abductor. Instead, look under the insert of your crime wave box. Open the envelope. Open the envelope you find there and play Rush Hour. When finished, open special envelope C4. So I already have that out since I've done this before. That was this envelope, I think. So yeah, that was a fun part. The first time playing through this. Wait a minute. The insert of your crime wave box. So that didn't even come with Negotiator Career? So yeah, so this envelope was sitting underneath, under here. So yeah, it was sitting underneath the plastic in there. Had no idea it was there until it told me to look under there. Didn't notice there was a little bulge in the plastic. Alright, anyway. We don't need this year. There's special envelope C4. Oh, but let's see. I think this little envelope is part of that. Or this little pack of cards is part of that. Yeah. Sicko, that's his name. Fake Joker. Memorandum, City Police Department, from Chief of Police. Subject, abduction. There's no easy way to say this, so I will cut to the chase. We received a message today, and we believe your spouse has been abducted. I'm sorry, I've included a copy of this letter and a map of the city. We have the entire force on this. So yeah, Sicko kidnaps your wife. You have to try to rescue her. And yeah, 3 times I played through the career. You always have to do this in year 5. 3 times I played through the career. The first time I was divorced in like year 1. And then your ex-wife at that point that gets abducted. But I did rescue her. And then, let's see, the second time through, I think I rescued her, and then she divorced me the next year or so. Very grateful to me for saving her life. And then the third time I played, he killed her. All right, so let's see. Let's try to keep her alive. All right, digital forensics found hidden microprint in the letter, and there are 3 locations listed: the abandoned warehouse, the penthouse, and the Midtown Saloon. We believe one of them is where they are, but you are going to have to make your way through the city as quickly as possible. The recon drone is at your disposal, so let dispatch know where to send it if you think it'll help. Call this Sicko and try to stall or get some information out of him while you make your way to the locations. Go with your gut. Good luck. We are all with you. All right, so for rush hour, let's see, we use the rush hour board. Let's see how to win. Your goal is to save your spouse by first discovering which of the 3 locations they're being held at and then rescuing them. Setup. All right, place the rush hour board in front of you. You will use this board instead. Place the Sicko abductor card near the board. Yeah. There are no demands. Shuffle the 3 location cards and place one face down beside the board near each of the 3 locations. We'll put them underneath. Basically, you want to get, well, the 3 location cards are these 3 locations. If you get to one of them and turn over the location card and it's the same as the location, you found them and you rescue your spouse. But Sicko gets away. If you get to one and it doesn't match, well then you have to go to another one, and then same thing. If it doesn't match, you go to the third one. When you get to the third one, it doesn't matter whether it matches or not at that point. You've searched all 3 locations. All right. Place an alert marker on the starting space 0 on the accident track. Place a yellow hostage marker on police HQ. This is you. Did you place a threat marker on the 4 space of the threat track? Yeah, right. Conversation point marker, yeah, start that. Take 2 dice. You will always roll 2 dice plus any modifiers, regardless of threat level. Yeah, there are 2 dice in there right now. Set up the terror deck and the conversation cards. Remove all regular 7 or 8 cost conversation cards from the game and place them back in the box. Okay, so these 2 are not available. But you also have Drone Recon Tactics. This costs 7. You can play this card on top of any location card. When you arrive at the location, look at the location card. If the location matches, leave it face down, and you must search the location as normal to win the game. If the location does not match, apply the effects on the card and treat the location as searched. Because what you have to do is once you get to like say if I go to Midtown Saloon first, once I get there, I then have to rescue 3 hostages and then I can flip this over. Which there aren't actually hostages that I'm rescuing, but I have to have the effect of rescuing 3 hostages and then I can flip that. Field drone lets me flip it over without doing that, but it costs 7. And then, well, if it doesn't match, you get to flip it over and apply the effect, which is going to give you, what does it do? It gives you some more turns, basically. I think it might give you extra dice. I can't remember. But you'll add terror cards to the deck, I think. All right, where are we? Minor demands. Excuse me. Minor demands that may come out of the terror deck have no effect and are ignored. Gameplay. All right, threat track. So we have the threat track over here, and we'll put recon drone right there. The threat track works a little bit differently in Rush Hour. While it increases and decreases in the same way. Oh no, threat track. Each time the threat level exceeds the K, you must move the marker up 1 on the accident track. Additionally, the threat track does not affect how many dice you get to roll. You will always roll 2 dice plus any modifiers. Conversation point track functions the same as in the standard game. Then you have the accident track. This is a new track. There are no hostages in this scenario, but in your rush to find your spouse, you may cause a traffic accident or an accident at the scene of one of the locations. It starts off at 0. When any of the following occur, move the marker up 1 on the accident track. If you get a dead hostage symbol, this moves up 1. 1 or more hostages would have been added to the pool. This moves up 1. For each level, the threat would increase past K. This goes up 1. Each time you move 1 space up the accident track, you must roll a die. If the result of the die is less than the number on the accident track, an innocent bystander has been killed and you lose the game. I think that's how my wife got killed the 3rd time. This got high enough and finally I ran somebody over, although it looked like I was going to make it and have plenty of time. The accident track will never go down. Oh, however, after rolling, you may discard as many conversation cards as you wish to add +1 to the die result for each card discarded. All right. Movement. You'll move across the city. It tells you how many conversation points it takes to move to another spot. So I can get here in 8 if you go this way, but it takes 4 to get here and then 4 to get there. I mean, if you move here in 4 and then you get 3 conversation points, you're stuck right there. Or you can go 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 to get here. You can go straight to the penthouse in 10. 3, 2, 2, 3. So, well, you can get to any of these 3 and 10, or these 2 and 8 if you go the 4s route. Anyway, you spend conversation points to move at any time during the conversation phase, but not in the middle of resolving a card. Yeah, all right. You may never move during the spend phase or terror phase. You may still only purchase cards during the spend phase. Optimizing what you spend on movement versus what you save to spend on cards is key. Yeah. When you arrive at a location, your marker is moved there. Yeah. Duh. You must search the location for your spouse. To thoroughly search the location, you must achieve the number of saved hostage symbols shown on the location. Once you have done so, you may flip over a number. You may flip over the location card. If the location matches the location you are at on the board, or this is the 3rd location card, you have saved your spouse and won the game. Sicko, however, is nowhere to be found and lives on. If the location card is different than the location you are on, your spouse is not at this location, apply the effects at the bottom of the card and continue the game. And yeah, I think it, well, okay, location card rewards. And yet, saved hostage symbols have no effect if you're not at the location already. You might get to have extra dice from a location. You can add red terror cards. If there's no gold pivotal event in the terror deck, add the gold pivotal event terror card taken from those that were set aside to the bottom of the terror deck. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the rewards you can get are, I think each one of these will give you an extra, each one of the location cards will give you an extra die to roll, and they give you some number of extra terror cards, so more turns. Okay. Nothing on there we need to read. That was all just gone over. Sicko. Special rules. That's already set up. So let's read about Sicko. Not much is known about the villain everyone is now calling Sicko. All you know is that he targeted you specifically, and now the one you love the most is in grave danger. That one was really funny when it was an ex-wife of 4 years. At that point, we could have pretended it was a dog. Go John Wick style. You are going to have to call this nut job as you race against the clock to save your spouse. Maybe there is something you can say that will buy you just a little more time. Once this is over, you fully plan on finding out exactly who this sicko is and bringing him to justice. Easier said than done. You know this won't be the last you hear of him. Yeah, because he's going to come back in year 10. That's one of the 3 finales, is facing off against Sicko again. And, well, I made sure that was the career event here. Although when you turn this over, and it says, if you don't like the finale, you can choose a different one. Maybe it doesn't say that on this one. The alternate ones, it says that. I don't know, but I've done all 3 finales. Didn't get a good result on Sicko, so I want to do Sicko again. Okay, it's time for rush hour. Let's get this out of the way. I just knocked everything on the floor. Okay, personal stress was down to 1, career stress was at 2, and merit was 4. Can't find one of the tokens, but personal stress is at 1. I'll just have to remember that, and I'll find it later. Career stress 2. 4 merit. Okay, time for rush hour. Okay, I'm going to start off with these. Yeah, this is already done. All right, so I need to earn conversation points to move. And then once I get to one of the locations, I need to rescue hostages. All right, well, we'll still do keep cool. Only get 2 dice, though, until I get to one of the locations. Oh, that's -1. All right, I'm going to do that again. Failed again. Let's see. Well, there are no demands, so these cards are not of any use other than just discarding them to get 1 point, which just undoes the 2 failures I just had. All right, small talk. And that failed. I get 1 point. And the conversation ends. Well, that was a worthless round. Oh, I didn't build a terror deck. Kind of feel like I should have just traded in cards for points. Then at least I could have moved. Okay, well I only have 1 point, so all I can buy is a reroll. Okay, and then terror card. +1 threat level. Alright, it's up to 5. Alright, now all I have is small talk and a reroll. Well, I guess I'll use small talk. Oh, finally a success. Alright, 3 points. I don't think I'm going to move. I'm going to buy all the free cards and then buy, what do I want to buy? I have 3 points. I could buy another reroll and just take a breath. Yeah. Okay, another reroll, just take a breath. Okay, terror card. +2 threat level, it's at K. If it goes up any more, I start having to worry about causing accidents. Great. Okay, just take a breath. No successes. You know what, I'm going to leave this 4 where it is. I'm going to take a chance on re-rolling. Hey, there's a success. Now, well, alright, so I'm already going to lower the threat level 1. I could also discard 2 cards, turn the other one into a success, and make it 3 conversation points. I have 0. I can get rid of the 2 demand cards. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Alright, so I'm going to discard these. So threat level goes down 1, and I get 3 points. 1 more point, and I can at least move to here. Small talk will give me at least 1 point, but conversation may end, and then I don't get to use those. But I do have a reroll. Yeah, alright, I'm going to do small talk. I'm going to go for it. I have to re-roll. Alright, 1 point, conversation ends while I'm going to move. I'm going toward Midtown Saloon. This is not going well so far. Wait, what's it? Why is it sitting right here? Because it's supposed to go... Yeah, I re-rolled on twice that round. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I spent 4 to move, so all I get to buy is the free card. Okay, just take a breath. Ooh, alright. Terror card. Draw and resolve the next terror card. So lose a turn, basically. Take a random gold pivotal event terror card from those out of play and place it face down on top of the terror deck. Well, that's gain a turn, except it's a bad terror card. Usually those are pretty bad. Alright. Although it might not do anything to me. We'll see. Okay, so all I have are the 2 keep it cools and small talk. Great. I still need to lower that threat level. So keep cool. Failure -1. Keep cool again. Okay, success. Well, I can hang on to small talk, or I may as well use it. I'm not going to get enough to move, but I could at least buy something, although if I fail, I just go back to 0. Alright, 1 success is 2 points, so I only get 1. I'll buy consider this, and that's it. And then I'll buy my free cards. Alright, well at least this is down to 5. I'm still only halfway there though. Ooh, and I get a pivotal event terror card. Human shield. The abductor may not be eliminated while there is at least 1 hostage in the hostage pool. Okay, whatever. There is no hostage pool. All right. Well, if I turn both of these in for 2 points and then use this, if I fail, I only have 3. I still can't move, but I do have a reroll. Alright, well, we'll do it. 2 points. Okay, come on, small talk. Alright, 2 points. That's 4. And I will move again to get to there. Now I need to build up enough conversation points to save some hostages. Buy the free ones. That's all I gotta do. Terror card. You aren't listening to me. +1 for each unrevealed demand card in play. Nope. And discard all what are your demands cards from your hand. Oh, nope. I used those last round. Okay, so that does nothing. That's good. Still have, what, like 5 left and then the pivotal event? Yes. But if I can just rescue 3 hostages, or get 3 rescue hostage icons to show up, then I'm going to turn this over. If it's Midtown Saloon, that's it. I win. If it's not, I do, well, I'll get some extra cards on top of the deck to gain some turns, and probably also get another die, and that'll really help. All right, so what are we going to do? I have small talk and 2 keep cools. I guess we'll do the same thing, or I mean, I can lower the threat level down to 1 and then save hostages that way, but that's so far. Or I just get something that saves hostages. Maybe I just discard these for 2 points, use small talk, and then at the very least I can buy hostage escort as 2 potential hostages. Chances aren't good though. Ooh, add 1 hostage to the pool though, that would mean accident meter. Little compromises would be better. But I need 4 points for that. Alright, well, I'm going to do this. Okay, discard those 2. That's 2 points. Small talk. Okay, 2 points. I have 4. Yeah, I'm getting little compromises. And the free ones. Okay, terror card. During the next conversation phase, you may spend 1 conversation point to ignore a conversation ender. All right. So I could use small talk right away. But I don't think I need to. Ooh, little compromise is really bad if I fail. Dead hostage, this will go up to 1. I have to roll. Well, the first time, though, it's impossible to fail. If you roll lower than this number, you hit an innocent bystander. So when it's at 1, that's not possible. Dead hostage, conversation would end unless I spend a point, although I won't have any. So conversation would end. And +2 threat level would go up to K. Oof. All right. Well, no reason to use anything else first. I do have 1 reroll. I could hang on to it and wait until I get another reroll. Maybe I should do that. Nah, do it. Well, it's only one hostage. All right, go for it. Nice, 2 successes. I needed that. That is 2 conversation points and -2 threat level, so that's down to 3. That's good. And 1 hostage. All right, we'll do that. Okay, I need 2 more. All right, now I can turn these 2 in to get 2 points. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So that's 4. Good, now I have enough to get hostage escort and a reroll. With that and 2 rerolls, I have a decent shot at 2 hostages. If I could get secret extraction, though, that would be really good. Oh, small talk. 1 success is 2 points. If I take secret extraction, I can't get a reroll. But then all I need is 1 success to finish this off. Hostage escort, I only succeed on 2 successes. 1 success, I only get 1. Alright, I only get 1 more of these, but then this also goes up 1. But I can get the reroll. Either one will, on secret extraction, even if I fail, I get 1 more, but then the hostage meter goes up 2. This one I fail, the hostage meter goes up 1. I'm buying this. I'm gonna go for it. Too many bad turns at the start. I need to get a move on. Plus, I should have 3 dice after this instead of 2. That'll really help. Okay, tarot card. All right, +1 on the threat level. That's okay. Oh, shoot. I should also have some free cards. Let's see, I just used these 3 free cards and little compromises. Yes, these 3 were on there from before, so I would have bought those. These would have been put back. There we go. So the 2 keep cools, small talk, and a secret extraction. All right, I have 1 reroll. A 4 is good enough as well. I just need 1 success. I need one of these 2 dice to be a 4 or 5 or 6. If not, I can reroll 1 of them, and then I still just need on that one a 4 or 5 or 6. So, 7/8 chance of at least 1 success. Well, there we go. I already got it. And I don't need 2 successes because I only need 2 more hostages. The 3rd one is irrelevant. It doesn't do anything for me. So, yep, there we go. 2 successes. If my wife's here, that's it. Hey, I got lucky. Very first try. Midtown Saloon, it matched. Whoa, when this card is revealed, +2 threat level, and this goes up to, wow, that stinks. But it doesn't matter though, it's already over. I rescued her. Let's see, I would get 3 more turns, 3 red tarot cards, and then for the remainder of the game, get 1 more die. But don't have to worry about it. I got lucky, found her on the first try. That's the abandoned warehouse, so these 2 did not match. And, ooh, +4 threat level. And this one +3 threat level and a hostage. Ooh, so for all of them, you want to be down at least at 3 before you reveal 1. Because this will add 4, so then you won't do any dead hostages, but you'll be up to K. This will add 3 and 1 dead hostage. That one will add 2 and 2 dead hostages. But yeah, all right. So you want to be down at 3. But it doesn't matter because I win. Would I still have had to roll this because it went up? Well, good thing I don't have to roll it because I would have had a 1. This would have made me lose. But you only have to do this if it doesn't match. So, okay. Well, I would have had a re-roll though, so I could have said, here you go. Re-roll, yay, I made it. Well, that was easy. I got lucky. If I'd gone up to the abandoned warehouse, this would have been the last one I got to. But yeah, all three of them give you an extra die. So if you fail the first 2 tries, you are up to 4 dice to get to the third one. At that point, it's pretty good as long as you have enough turns. All right. We'll take that, Sicko. That was easy. Okay. And I mean, chances are decent that none of the 3 match, so no matter what, it'll take you 3 locations to get to rescue your spouse. But you also could get lucky and all 3 of them match, and then no matter where you go, it's going to be success on the first try. There I had 1 match, so. All right. Well, that was easy. Okay, so it's just these cards, and get rid of all these. Free. What else was there? Ah, drone. There we go. Secret extraction. And where's the Sicko card? Oh, it's right here. Okay, Sicko, reference card, locations, field drone, tactics. Is that it? I think so. All right, so let's put those away and then see what happened from successful rush hour. Get in there. All right, when you're done. Oh, these are supposed to go in the box. There's another little divider for the box for those. Once you've done it the first time, I may as well do that. It's silly to have this little pack. Okay. All right, then when you're done, you open up C4, which just has this one card, personal card in it. Oh, so I guess this is the personal card for the year. Not gonna have to draw another one. The chaos doesn't end with the resolution of what is now being called the most daring and malicious hostage incident of all time by some of the media. They need to get out more. 1 person was abducted. Your world has been turned upside down. If you saved your spouse, read this one. If your spouse has perished, read this one. All right. I saved my wife. The next days and weeks are filled with so many emotions. The therapy and support from friends and colleagues only helps so much. Your lives are forever changed. Worst of all, Sicko is still out there. -4 personal stress or gain an advanced skill. Ooh, and gain reward promotion. I'm already at 1 personal stress, so the -4 is worthless, so I will definitely gain an advanced skill and a promotion. Okay, there are 3 promotion cards. You know, we'll just roll for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, I'll take the middle one, and then there's 6 advanced skills, so I'll just roll, and I'm taking the second one down. All right, so that's either going to be a new die I can use, or some replacements for the 0-point cards. And the promotion might be an automatic promotion. Single use. Your next roll for promotion automatically succeeds. Remove this card from the game the next time your rank increases. That one's not that good. The one that just gives you a promotion is better. Because here I still have to wait until I have to roll for a promotion, but alright. And then this one, use immediately. Advanced skill C2. Open the envelope C2. This is not one of the dice. And remove this card from the game. Okay. Let's see. That's part of the envelope. And then mark your career sheet with the results of the rush hour scenario. If your spouse was not saved, that counts as one hostage loss. If an innocent bystander was killed, it also counts as one hostage loss. Sicko is still on the loose and is considered to have escaped, even if you won the scenario. All right, well, we'll put that, no. That's in that envelope, and all of this was in here with the rush hour board. Just set that aside. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I still have one personal stress as soon as I find the heart. But I think I'm going to end as soon as year 5 gets finished off. I still have to do... Oh yeah. This. As soon as I do that, that's going to be it. So. Alright, year 5. Hostage saved, 1. Hostage killed, 0. Abductor, Sicko. Win, but he escapes. Can't capture him. Alright, but that's still halfway through. In year 10, there isn't one. 6, 7, 8, 9. I think all 4 of these have a negotiation. So far, only 2 dead hostages. That's good. Okay, so C2. Where did I put those? They're in a box. There we go. 3 of the advanced skills, D1, D2, and D3, are dice that, yeah, there we go, close. Are dice that replace these. Like one of them on anytime you roll a 1, you can re-roll that die. I don't think anything else is different. On one of them, 6 has 2 successes, but then I think 4 doesn't have this anymore. So yeah, 6 is 2 successes, 5 is 1 success, 4 doesn't have that. And then I think there's another die where 1, 2, and 3 are all blank, but 4, 5, and 6 are all 1 success. I can't remember. Excuse me. But yeah, you can use those to replace, any of the red dice. But that's not what I got. I got one of these, which once I put sleeves on the cards, they'd no longer fit in these envelopes. C2, so it's whatever cards I put with C2. It's going to be that one. Let's see which one C2 is. Alright, so conversation cards. Let's reflect on the situation. So these replace keep cool. Not much of an upgrade. I think the first time I got one of these, I thought you just add them to it. Now you have extra 0-point cards, but no, these replace. So the keep cools are gone. Instead I have these, which the only difference is on keep cool, if you fail, it's -1 conversation point. On these, if you fail, it's no effect. So, not much of an upgrade. have had something else, but oh well. All right. So all that can go out of the game. Well, I'll put it with this. There. Okay, so that's the end of year 5. I already had the personal card, which is what C4 was. So, looks like I'm done with that, and maybe I should do one more. Because if 6, 7, 8, and 9 all have a negotiation, I've only done 3 plus rush hour. That'll be 4 plus the finale. Now I'll save it for tomorrow. All right, so there's the first half of another career on Hostage Negotiator. It's going pretty well so far. I mean, I'm still only a detective. And what do I have? I have one advanced skill. Yeah. Those 2 things could be a little better, but only 2 dead hostages. That part's really good. So let's see, 4, 2, 1. Let me remember that for a second. So like how'd I do on this run? Ooh, yeah, look at all those dead hostages. 17. At this point, I had 9. Oh, and that was when he killed my wife. 6 dead hostages up through that point. Total 25. Ooh, 10 right here. And on this one, 11 total. 9 right off the bat, but then almost nothing the rest of the way. Oh, and 6, 7, 8, 9. Hostage negotiation each time. Same thing here. Same thing here. So it looks like I am probably going to have 4 more negotiations. Ooh, yeah, and how to finish off? Captain, Captain, and Lieutenant. Okay. So I will finish up my career tomorrow. Until then, if I can find my mouse. There it is. Until then, au revoir.